fulfilling life.
Good morning, everyone. If you're new here, my name is Brian Craig. We'll be on the radio in just a couple of minutes. Make sure you subscribe, click that notification bell, and everyone like the video. Here we go. Monday already.
Distribution of your assets at the time of your passing. Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll free 1-855-FLA-3782. Call toll free 1.
Here we go.
To South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-COCAINE 1. That's 1-888.
I was checking the delay on YouTube. You're about 10 seconds behind live. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. We're back live. It's Monday morning, May 3rd, 2021. Welcome, everyone. Man, do we got a lot to talk about. You know, I did something I don't normally do on my way to work this morning. I got my coffee and I drove down to the beach and had my coffee on the ocean this morning. And what I saw down there was shocking, because I got my coffee at 5 when they open up at Starbucks, and then I got to the beach around 5:05 in the morning, and what I saw at the beach was shocking to me. At 5:05 in the morning, tourists, and a lot of them. Oh my goodness. Because there's beach hotels, tourist hotels down there. And there were tourists coming, there were tourists going, there were tourists actually swimming in the ocean at 5:05 in the dark in the morning, coming out of the ocean. And it's nice to be in a state that's opened up. Ron DeSantis' free Florida. Oh my gosh, it's kind of crazy. We have free states and slave states, and Florida happens to be a free state. All right, well, welcome everyone. We've got a lot to get into today. A lot happening. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. And, of course, President Trump had a huge victory with a candidate he backed in Texas. We'll get to that in a little bit. And, of course, Mitt Romney had a moment over the weekend, didn't he? And a whole bunch more. And your calls. And anything you saw that was newsworthy over the weekend, as long as it's relevant to the conversation, feel free to call in and bring that up today. But I wanted to talk about this Zoom college class with this anti-police college professor who made social media go viral over the weekend. And what this professor did, I'll play you the audio in a few minutes, but let me read this story about it. A California professor is currently on leave after berating a student. The student called police officers heroes. And, this is a very important story, because what's going on in the American education system from pre-K all the way through graduate school is nothing but anti-conservative, liberal, left-wing indoctrination. And so much of the problems we're having in society today is simply because conservatives have abandoned the public education system, for the most part. The liberals have been out there recruiting teachers and college professors for decades. They control the education system, and they market their left-wing ideology to the young minds, and then boom, they're producing liberals. That's why we call them indoctrination centers. Listen to this. A professor teaching her first ever course at a California college was placed on leave this week after she ripped a student during a class presentation because he said he regards police officers as heroes. Now, she's on leave not for what she said, not for what she did attacking police officers, not for berating a student. She's on leave because she got caught, and it was on a Zoom video that was recorded, and it's all over social media. That's the real reason. The unidentified Cypress College educator was apparently triggered. I'm reading from the New York Post, by the way. The unidentified Cypress College educator was apparently triggered Wednesday during a 19-year-old business major's presentation on cancel culture in the United States, in which he noted how even animated kids' TV shows such as Paw Patrol have come under fire from unhinged cop haters. A lot of police officers have committed an atrocious crime and have gotten away with it and have never been convicted of any of it, the professor declared during the verbal communications class, which was posted online and quickly went viral. We have bad people, and the people that do bad things should be brought to justice, the student responded. So the teacher says, so what's your bottom line point here? You're saying police officers should be revered, viewed as heroes? They belong on TV shows with children, she asks. On Saturday, the student said that this was reflective of the far left's influences on campuses nationwide. The student said liberal ideology is bad right now, and people need to expose it and fight back with gentleness and respect. Imagine if we don't fight back now, what would they teach us in 10 years? It would be pure hatred, the student said. I have another teacher who is just as bad. I guess he just doesn't have that one on Zoom video. These teachers just spew divisiveness and hatred towards our country. Now let me play this exchange, and, you know, it's crazy. It's not just college when this happens. It happens in elementary and middle school and high school and all that too. But when it happens in college, so many parents sacrifice so much to send their children to college, and that's a good thing. I mean, parents sacrifice. Sometimes they take out loans, and they raise their children with their own values. And most people's values that have children are conservative, old-fashioned American values. Respect the police, respect the country, respect the flag, respect God. And, you know, you raise your kids, 18 years, you raise them right. You've been sacrificing, you save up your entire life, or at least the time that you have the child, all the way through high school, and you send them off to college. And even then you're sacrificing because, oh, you saved up. Yeah, well, you didn't save up enough to pay for the dorm. You didn't save up enough for the books. So no new car for you, no vacation for the wife this year. You got to pay for the dorm. And what are you paying for? You're paying to send your child you raised to a left-wing indoctrination center that's wiping out the entire 18 years of parenting you've instilled on your child. That's right. And it's been going on for a long time. And it's very, very sad. And they don't just learn to be liberals. They learn to be cop-hating liberals. They learn to be, anti-Semitic in a lot of instances too. They learn to hate Israel and support the enemies of Israel. You know, there's all kinds of terrible things they learn in college. You know, parents, they really need to research these things a little bit before they sacrifice and wipe out everything they've taught their children. So let me play this. This is the Zoom class lesson. There's two students here that are male. The lady voice, that's the left-wing college professor. Listen to this exchange.
The police in your speech a few times. So what is your main concern? Since, honestly, the whole reason police, it is systemic. The issue is systemic because the whole reason we have police departments in the first place, where did it stem from? What's our history? Going back to what Jeremy was talking about, what does it stem from? It stems from people in the South wanting to capture runaway slaves.
Okay, now, so this is insanity. And, you know, college professors, not only do they have a young, impressionable mind that doesn't know the way of the world yet, they come from a position of authority. They at least have a master's degree. A lot of them have PhDs, so they're educated, they're from up on high, and they also have power over the kids because they control their grades. So here she is telling this kid, where's your respect for cops come from? Police were formed to capture escaped slaves. I don't know where she got that idea. I know the Democrats had those fugitive slave patrols, but that's not the police. That was something else that the Democrats did.
Departments in the first place? Where did it stem from? What's our history? Going back to what Jeremy was talking about, what does it stem from? It stems from people in the South wanting to capture runaway slaves.
Democrats in the South.
Maybe they shouldn't be heroes. Maybe they don't belong on a kid's show.
So I disagree with what Jeremy said about it, because I think cops are heroes and they have to have a difficult job, but we have to have
all of them.
Life. Oh, I'd say a good majority of them. You have bad people in every business and every part.
Yeah.
Well, wait.
Police officers have committed atrocious crimes and have gotten away with it and have never been convicted of any of it. And I think for the person who has family members...
You know, there are college professors who have done terrible things too, right? I bet you there are more college professors and more teachers who have done atrocious things than cops, right? I mean, I just saw another story the other day of a teacher that was involved in a sexual relationship with an underage student. How often do you see those stories?
In every
part. Yeah,
well, wait.
Police officers have committed atrocious crimes and have gotten away with it and have never been convicted of any of it. And I think for the person who has family members who are police officers.
Yes, I understand. And this is what I believe. This is my opinion. And this is, not popular to say, but I do support our police. We have bad people, and the people that do bad things should be brought to justice. I agree with that. But I think that, say it again.
They haven't.
Well, I agree with you on that.
Now keep in mind, this is after this was last week. This was Wednesday last week. So Derek Chauvin has been convicted. He's in prison already. But she's saying they're all getting away with things.
On that point of they should, right?
Okay, so what is your bottom line point? You're saying police officers should be revered, viewed as heroes? They belong on TV shows with children?
I think they are heroes in a sense because they come to your need and they come and help you, and they have a problem just like every other business, but we should fix that. But I think they're heroes. Well,
I think that's the problem. It's looking at it as a business. Because they're actually supposed to protect and serve the people.
Okay, so she says that police officers are supposed to protect and serve the people. I thought college professors were supposed to teach students. Where's the lesson here? What course is this? What are they studying? What's this lecture about? Is this cop hating 101? I'm a little confused here.
Say it again.
George, $5 super chat. Thank you very much, George.
I agree with you on that point of they should, right?
Okay, so what is your bottom line point? You're saying police officers should be revered, viewed as heroes? They belong on TV shows with children?
I think they are heroes in a sense because they come to your need and they come and help you, and they have a problem just like every other business, but we should fix that. But I think they're heroes. Well, I think
that's the problem. It's looking at it as a business. Because they're actually supposed to protect and serve the people.
They do protect us. What do we call when we're in trouble and someone has a knife or a gun?
I wouldn't call the police.
Wow. So if she's in trouble with a knife or a gun, Lady Professor here says, I wouldn't call the police. Well, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters? Who are you going to call? She wouldn't call the police if she's threatened with a knife or a gun. So who would she call? And this is very dangerous because this kid here, he's doing a good job. He's standing his ground. He's been raised right. He's got a viewpoint. He's got a student and a professor reaming him out, reprimanding him, humiliating him, singling him out, actually bullying him. And but there's a lot of these students in this class that are not as sharp as this kid. And there may be a student in that class that doesn't call the police when they're in trouble because of this professor. And didn't she say in the beginning she comes from a family of police officers? So does she have a family of criminals who she wouldn't call if she was threatened? Let's go here. Back to it.
Your need, and they come and help you, and they have a problem just like every other business, but we should fix that. But I think they're heroes. Well, I think
that's the problem. It's looking at it as a business. Because they're actually supposed to protect and serve the people.
They do protect us. What do we call when we're in trouble and someone has a knife or a gun?
I wouldn't call the police.
Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't you call the police?
I don't trust them. My life's in more danger.
Who would you call?
In their prisons.
Professor, who would you call?
I wouldn't call anybody.
Well, would you have, if
I'm
someone
gonna protect
intruded
the
your
phone and
house with a gun, what would you have a gun on you, or
No.
who would you call?
It's my time to go.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
That's
not
fine.
gonna
If you're already in your house with a gun, there's not much you can do with that.
Wow. She said she doesn't have a gun. She wouldn't call the cops, and now it's time to move on because she's just been destroyed by her student. She has no argument, so she's ending the discussion right here.
Well, would you have, if
I'm
someone
gonna protect the
intruded
phone
your
and
house with a gun, what would you have a gun on you, or
No.
who would you call?
It's my time to go.
Time to go. Class dismissed. I don't have an intellectual argument. I've been destroyed by one of my students. Left-wing cop-hating 101. I guess this is required at this class in college. And I know this is just one isolated professor, so I'm not picking on her. This is what the college classrooms are like nationwide. And it's not just, it used to be just college. This has made its way into high school, middle school, and even elementary school. That's why they're pushing so hard with this critical race theory, which Governor DeSantis here in Florida is outlawing, banning critical race theory. Districts that use it will not receive money from the state of Florida for their education system in their county. So, critical race theory, that's critical race theory right there. That's a lesson plan out of critical race theory. All right, listen, we're going to take our first break of the week. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Our number is toll free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's K-A-N-E and the number 1, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this. Do not go anywhere.
My new product, My Slippers. They took me over 2 years to develop because I didn't want just an ordinary slipper. My slippers are meant to be worn all day long, no matter what you're doing, whether you're inside or outside. My slippers come with an exclusive 3-tier cushioning system that you won't find in any other slipper. It combines 2 layers of foam, including my proprietary My Pillow foam and a patented impact gel made from U.S. soybeans. My 3-tier cushioning system is going to help relieve pressure points, provide that micro support you need for all-day comfort, and help prevent fatigue. Not only that, My Slippers are made with high-quality leather and a premium indoor-outdoor sole that make them extremely durable. I personally guarantee they're going to be the most comfortable slippers you'll ever own.
And right now, save 40% off the My Pillow My Slippers when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com or call 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will
slow-witted
develop a foot
sufferers of
ulcer
Stockholm
at
syndrome
some point
who
in
get
your
elevated
life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority.
Wow.
At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive
This next story I'm going to get into is really crazy.
Made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to 1 pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are
George, $5 super chat. Brian, I agree with you. We conservatives need to support getting some strong conservative colleges back in our country before it's too late. Yeah, I'll respond to that when we get back. Jay, $25 super chat. Thank you so much. Good morning, Brian. So everyone, please thank Jay. And also, please thank George for those super chats. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Here we go. Coming back.
Online at thesouleauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All right, we are back 22 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Show. Yeah, so this anti-cop college professor, someone in the YouTube live chat room said during the week, we've got to start getting some conservative colleges out there. That is not the solution. I'll just use, because the conservative college that comes to my mind is Hillsdale College, right? Good conservative school. This is not a knock on Hillsdale. But if you are a graduate of Hillsdale College, good luck getting a job at the local school in the town where you grew up, okay? If you have certain degrees, they'll cancel you out. Oh, you went to Hillsdale College where you can't teach here. They won't say it, but they'll not hire you. So, no, getting conservative colleges isn't the way to go. What we need is to have a major recruitment drive among conservatives, MAGA conservatives, hopefully so, the Trump conservatives, the Trump Republicans, Trumplicans, a major recruitment drive there's a lot of young Trump supporters out there, like this kid going up against his professor. They need to be recruited to become teachers at every level, from pre-K through college. And that's how you win it, okay? And, you know, what's going on right now in this country is god-awful. You know, we were talking on Friday's show about Senator Tim Scott, and what, you know, he gave the response to the State of the Union. I have never heard a discussion of the response of the State of the Union unless they embarrass themselves. We were talking about on the show last week, remember? And even still this morning, the response to the State of the Union is being discussed and analyzed. And you see the Democrats, the left, and the mainstream media are in a panic about Senator Tim Scott. Tiffany Cross, which is a strange last name for a liberal black woman. Tiffany Cross over on MSNBC attacked Tim Scott, United States Senator Tim Scott, and let me play this for you. I just picked this up during the break, so I don't have it. I don't have the audio queued up in our sound system, so I'm actually going to play it on my iPad and put my iPad up to this guest mic, and you can hear it here. But this is what happens when you're black and conservative and you escape the Democrat plantation. This is what they do to you. Listen.
The sole black Republican in the Senate sounded a stone fool when he said this.
Don't you like how she says, the sole black Republican in the Senate? Well, there's got to be a first, right? There's got to be a first. There was a first black astronaut, a first lady astronaut, a first black president, a first lady vice president, right? There has to be a first. And she says like the first black, or the only black Republican in the Senate. Like that's a negative. He's breaking a glass ceiling. Well, there's been other black Republicans in the Senate long ago. And the first senators, by the way, who were black, were Republicans. That's something that they don't teach you in these woke schools.
This week, the sole black Republican in the Senate sounded a stone fool when he said this.
Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
That's right.
Okay, let's be clear. Tim Scott does not represent any constituency other than the small number of sleepy, slow-witted sufferers of Stockholm.
By the way, no, excuse me. He represents an entire state in the United States Senate, but she's not aware of that, I guess.
Clearly, America is not a racist country.
That's right, Tim Scott.
Okay, let's be clear. Tim Scott does not represent any constituency other than the small number of sleepy, slow-witted sufferers of Stockholm Syndrome who get elevated to prominence for...
Now, she shows a picture up here of one of them's Candace Owens and other black conservatives. If you're a black conservative, you're not a free mind, you're not a free thinker. You're suffering from Stockholm Syndrome. And for our millennials out there may not be familiar with Stockholm Syndrome, this started during the Patty Hearst thing. They are prisoners of the Republican Party, is what she is saying. And since they are prisoners of the Republican Party, they've begun to think and have empathy for their captors, which are the Republicans. So anyone who's black and conservative is suffering from Stockholm Syndrome.
Tim Scott does not represent any constituency other than the small number of sleepy, slow-witted sufferers of Stockholm Syndrome who get elevated to prominence for repeating a false narrative about this country that makes conservative white people feel comfortable. Because when you speak an uncomfortable truth, like Nicole Hannah-Jones, the party that Scott's claims is not racist gets big mad and tries to silence you. Just this week, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell asked Education Secretary Miguel Cardona to scrap teaching the 1619 project in schools because it would reorient the view of American history.
Okay, now this 1619 Project is a very dangerous thing. And with the left are very, very devious. And we'll get back to Tiffany Cross in a minute. She's on the weekends, on MSNBC, attacking Tim Scott. She says Tim Scott has Stockholm Syndrome. It's pretty sick. This country was founded in 1776, and people have woken up to the idea of, wait a minute, this country ended slavery, fought the bloody Civil War not too long after its founding. So what the liberals have done is they came up with the 1619 Project. And 1619 is when the first slave from Africa landed in the New World. And what they want, and by the way, there was no United States in 1619. Remember, we were not founded till 1776 and then fought a very long Revolutionary War to secure the independence of this country. So the Brits were still here for a number of years. But they realized, well, wait a minute, this isn't working because 1776 and slavery started in the New World before that, by the Europeans, by the way. So the 1619 Project, they want to, and this is what it teaches, that the United States was not founded in 1776, but that the United States was founded in 1619. I know, isn't that crazy? So that they can blame America for slavery and the slave trade, the United States of America. And that's just not the case. Slavery is because of the Europeans that we kicked out. So anyway, that's what the 1619 Project's about. Back to Tiffany Cross on Tim Scott here.
He has his own tap dancer to try and reorient the view of America for him. There were so many contradictions in the senator's speech that it was clear not even Scott believed the words he was speaking. I could go into great detail refuting each of his asinine points, but he did that for me. And moreover, a lesson I've learned...
See, isn't this interesting? She won't refute the point. She could do it, but she won't. No, she can't do it. And she knows that if she tries, she'll look like a fool. She can't even without him there tear down whatever points she's taking issue with Tim Scott. So she just gave up. And it doesn't end there, by the way. She went on for quite a while. I'm not going to play the whole thing for you. You can go and check out the whole thing. But it even got worse. A Democrat out in Texas who is white. Listen to this. Hold on. I lost the story. Listen to this. This is crazy. Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott on Saturday called for the resignation of Texas Democratic Party official who called Tim Scott, and I apologize for the word here, the Democrat Party official called Tim Scott an Oreo. Gary O'Connor, chairman of the Lamar County Democratic Party of Texas, wrote in a Facebook post that Scott, the lone black Republican in the Senate who delivered a scathing rebuttal on Wednesday following President Joe Biden's address to the nation, is, quote, little more than an Oreo with no real principles, unquote. The post has since been deleted. This is disgusting, hateful, and completely unacceptable, the Republican governor of Texas wrote on Twitter. O'Connor must apologize to Senator Tim Scott and step down immediately. Abbott also said that the Texas Democratic Party should censure him for the racial slur. Yes, I know. And, that very racist term is defined as someone who is African American, who's betrayed blacks, and is working for the white man. Yeah, I know. And I don't want to hear, well, it's a double standard. They always get away with it. No, we've got to stand up for Tim Scott. And I'll tell you this. Be very, very cautious. There's going to be a lot of fake Republicans out there. I've already heard from some myself, but you're going to see a lot of fake Republicans and rhinos on social media trying to say, to gain credibility, that they're Republicans, that they support Trump, that they're MAGA, but that Tim Scott is all of these terrible things. Be careful of that, and I'll explain what I mean about that after the break. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll be right back after this. Do not go anywhere.
Brian Craig here. Conservative Doug called me up live on the air to tell me about his experience at Friendly Tire.
Two bald ties in the back of my Infiniti. So I called them up, and I feel like I always check prices first. Half the price of everybody else.
Half the price? Half the price at Friendly Tire. Wow.
Half the price, and not only that, his tires, which nobody had, the tires I was looking at had any mileage guarantee. His is 60,000 mile warranty. So
wow.
they're not only half the price, they're twice as good.
So you're a repeat customer over there at Friendly Tire. You bought new tires, right? So you bought new tires, because they also sell used tires, starting at just $30 for most sizes. But you bought new tires, and they were half the price at Friendly Tire than at the other tire shops around town. That is phenomenal, and came with a 60,000 mile warranty on the tires. That's great. And of course, Friendly Tire, they never charge you to mount the tire, balance the tire, or dispose of your old tires. The price that they give you are out the door and on the road. And
everybody should go in. I don't know how anybody can buy tires anyplace else. This guy is the best prices.
That's right. That's right. Listen, give Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire a call. His number, 954-977-9445. He'll give you a quote right over the phone, 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net, or you can just stop right in. The address is listed at stevekaneshow.com. 5415 Northwest 15th Street in Margate, and that's just a little north of Coconut Creek Parkway on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Well, Conservative Doug, thanks so much, and I'm glad you got such a great deal on your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate. Did you know that 2 out of 5 Americans suffer from some kind of allergy? So it's likely that fatigue, runny nose, headaches, intestinal problems, and a general lousy feeling can be connected to an allergy. Any lab tests now of Boca Raton offer allergy tests that can detect over 125 airborne, food, and environmental allergens. Allergy testing is quick, easy, and painless. Results can be shared with your physician or an allergist. No doctor's order or prescription is necessary. No appointment either. Just walk right in. Any lab test now of Boca Raton is located at 23016 Sandalfoot Plaza on the east side of 441, just a few doors down.
Welcome, everyone. Make sure everyone likes the video and share this video. Tell your friends about this YouTube channel, about this program. Get them to subscribe, too.
Any lab tests now of Boca Raton. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on The Steve Kane Show.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search.
Hey guys, welcome back. 35 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Welcome back. Yeah, so I've noticed over the weekend on social media, and I've even been getting contacted by people claiming to be Trump Republicans and then go on to tell you all these terrible things about Tim Scott, and that Senator Tim Scott's not really a conservative. They talk about him like he's Mitt Romney or Liz Cheney or something. Be very, very careful. Tim Scott has the left in a complete panic. Think about it. It's Monday. That clip I just played to you was MSNBC yesterday. We're talking about the State of the Union response. This has never happened before. No one's talking about the State of the Union. No one has. They've been talking about Senator Tim Scott the whole time. And you see how panicked they are. And what they're doing now is they have a bunch of rhinos. See, he's not just a conservative black Republican, he's also MAGA, big supporter of President Trump. So not just the media and the Democrat Party are panicked over Senator Tim Scott. The Liz Cheney, Mitt Romney, rhino Republicans and the Republican establishment are also panicked about Tim Scott. So they're going to try to tell you all these crazy things about him. Oh, he's not MAGA, he's not this, he's not conservative. Here's the deal. Don't believe any of it. This is what they did to Martin Luther King. The Democrats and the left are using the same tactics against Tim Scott that they used against Martin Luther King in a different way. They're trying to tell you he's not a true conservative, that he hates Trump. None of this is true. With Martin Luther King, you heard a lot of stories that people accept as fact now. That, and this is the famous one that you've heard. That as he was traveling, this is Martin Luther King, as he traveled America fighting for civil rights, he was also having multiple affairs with women in every city, and they were white women. You ever hear that? That he had affairs with white women as he traveled around? Lies. And what that was about with Martin Luther King, the Democrats were in a panic over Martin Luther King, and nothing would tick off white racist more than the idea of a black man having sex with a white woman. Interracial sex was even illegal in parts of the Democrat South back in those days. And those were lies to attempt to discredit him, because it was a different time then, and a lot of people took issue with that. They're doing similar things with Tim Scott, not about sex, but claiming he's not MAGA, he didn't support Trump, etc., etc., etc. None of these things are true. And another thing you got to understand, those of us that are Trump Republicans, we're not going to agree on everything. That's okay. Remember what Ronald Reagan said about the big tent of the Republican Party. If you agree with me 80% of the time, we're in the same tent. Okay? And you guys need to understand that. Don't let them divide us. Don't let them tear down Tim Scott. I've never seen such a panic about a Republican that just hit the national stage since Sarah Palin was announced as John McCain's running mate. Do you remember that panic? They were in a panic. And the reason the left and the media were in a panic over Sarah Palin is they thought they were going to lose the female vote, and they've lost huge chunks of it to Trump and her back in those days. Because it wasn't just that she was a female conservative Republican who was running for vice president with John McCain. She was good-looking and was married happily at the time. Things have turned south since. And she was raising a family, including a baby. So, you know, the left were in a panic because she is a true feminist dream realized, right? She's doing it all. Governor of our biggest state. She's got a family she's raising while she's the governor of our largest state, and a newborn baby who's disabled with Down syndrome. And that's why they went and tried to destroy Sarah Palin. And even still today, I can see Russia from my house. She never said that. A lot of the discredited quotes of Sarah Palin are from Tina Fey on Saturday Night Live's portrayal of her. They're in a similar panic with Tim Scott, because these are people, Sarah Palin, Tim Scott, that are from groups that the Democrats take for granted. And that's the way of it. All right, listen, I'll take a call or two before I bring up some new issues, but try to keep it focused on what I'm talking about or something that's very related in the news. I don't want to get too far from what we're talking about here right now. Our number is toll-free 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Hey, Richie the bus driver.
You're 100% right.
Oh, but Steve Hilton talked about something
okay?
that was single
really
parents.
Has some crazy already.
Yeah.
If Joy Reid on MSNBC is racist commentator who has a total platform on MSNBC and can spill his hate all over the network, can get on YouTube and say whatever the hell she wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
They cut you.
Yeah. Because the liberals, see, this is what you got to understand. You got to think like a liberal. They don't think they're racist. You know, most racists don't think they're racist. They think they just have an observation that's an accurate one of whatever they're talking about. And the left that control these platforms you're talking about, or you know, they're liberals, and they think conservatives are the Ku Klux Klan. They don't see it as, you know, they think it's hate speech. They're wrong, but that's how they see it.
But they control all the major networks.
Yes.
Yes. All of them. So how are we winning when the message that we say is being cut off?
Well, if we were losing so much, right, they wouldn't be working to cut all these people off. If Tim Scott was a joke and wasn't influencing people or looked as if he may be president or vice president one day, they wouldn't be in such a panic over him. They would just let it blow over. But they see that Tim Scott is becoming a major national Trump-licking player.
Again, is this people like you, me, and all of your listeners who are really political people who pay attention all the time know that Tim Scott is wonderful. But people that are just the average Joe that turn on soap operas and turn on, by the way, they even watch the shows after the news at 11:30 at night. These comedy shows that are totally against the Republicans. Their comedy is really ridiculous. It's not even comedy.
Well, that's okay. Great. I tell you two things about the late night. I don't watch late night TV because I get up so early. I really never. I haven't watched late night TV since I was a kid, but I follow it and I'm familiar with it. Two things. One, Greg Gutfeld with his nighttime show, which is on a shoestring budget compared to these other shows, so far as comedy writers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. On Fox News Channel, Greg Gutfeld is beating some of these network nighttime shows and the ratings. That is unheard of because they're on networks with huge PR machines, and he is on cable late at night with no budget to have the writing staff that these people have. He's beating them in the ratings. And I watched yesterday on YouTube the great Mike Lindell's appearance on Jimmy Kimmel. And he did a great job, Mike Lindell, on Jimmy Kimmel. And Jimmy Kimmel, I didn't hear him hardly tell a joke. He looked nasty, and I think even to his regular viewers, I think people would be very turned off by Jimmy Kimmel because they saw a side of him they didn't see, his real personality. And it was like the old stories we used to hear about Jerry Lewis in Miami. He's all funny, the nutty professor, but you see him in person and he was a nasty guy. That's how Jimmy Kimmel was. And Mike Lindell, see what happened with Mike Lindell, maybe most of the viewers are liberal, but all of a sudden now they're Googling Mike Lindell and they're learning about him and his story and what he's doing. So, don't be discouraged.
I'm discouraged. I'm just outraged that Joy Reid has.
Well, that was Tiffany Cross, who replaced Joy Reid on her weekend program. That wasn't Joy Reid. Joy Reid, agrees with that. But the clip I played was Tiffany Cross, who's took over for her on the weekend.
Joy Reid is, but Joy Reid every 5 seconds. I think she hates every white man except the white man that's next to her in the booth over there who agrees with her. So it's like pile on against white people. This is discrimination. This is not Martin Luther King. This is judging people by their men. Well,
they think these critical race theory supporters. They don't like Martin Luther King. They think he was a collaborator. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's militancy now. The cancel culture. It's not Martin Luther King. All right, Richie the Bus Driver, I got to run for a break. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll take our last break of the first hour. That's right, just 2 hours and 14 minutes to go. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are State of Florida certified roofing and general contractors, focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Hurricane season is right around the corner. This gives us only a short period of time to make sure your roof and home is ready for the 2021 hurricane season. So don't delay and call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Our website is www.laportacontracting.com, where you will find our latest video and live testimonials from a few of our past clients. Our number again is 954-604-4602.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name?
This is Rolanda.
Hey, Rolanda.
Here's the situation. Tim Scott is the barometer to how the Democrats are doing with Black America. Trust me on this. I have no doubt if I were myself personally were to meet Tim Scott, he is such a likable person, such a plain-spoken Black man, that they are threatened by that. They are extremely threatened by that.
If they weren't, we wouldn't be talking about the State of the Union response on Monday. This has never happened before, ever.
Exactly, because we all know, and those of us who have listened to snippets or even have watched it know, our president gave us not only a sham job, he was just horrific. So when Tim Scott comes along, quite frankly, with plain speech, and he talks to you, he is not only, I would say, a good communicator, but he's electable. And they know this. And they realize now to what extent.
Gabe, $50 super chat. Thank you so much. I'm sick of the RNC, the Tino Rhino Swamp texting me for money. Go, Brian, go. Me too. I'm getting those texts too, Gabe. Everyone thank Gabe. $50 super chat. Thank him.
The one I listened to, a name you said Tiffany or whatever.
Tiffany Cross on MSNBC on the weekends.
To Joy Reid, I noticed apparently she has a very limited vocabulary because everything he said was asinine. And I want to say so bad, you need to go get a new vocabulary because most people know what this means. And it basically means you don't have a vocabulary. You, like everybody else, are scared. And yeah, someone like Tim Scott could very well find himself on the national stage.
You know, I'd like to see a one-on-one real interview between Senator Tim Scott and Joy Reid or Tiffany Cross. You know, Tiffany Cross, she's an author. She's one of these intellectual liberals. And she said she could tear apart all the points that Tim Scott made, but he did that for himself, and she won't waste valuable time doing that. Give me a break. She can't.
She can't, Brian. And the bottom line is, to be quite honest with you, many of this generation that's coming along in so-called journalistic circles, many of them, their knowledge of history is so chock full of holes. Now, you're a history major yourself. You studied our history comprehensively. See, I tell people this all the time. You can't just study U.S. history or any history in snippets. You have to be comprehensive. You cannot just say in 1619 this and that. Number one, there was technically no United States of America. These were colonies, okay? Settled, basically looked over and presided over by the British government. For you to ascribe nationhood to something like that is totally erroneous.
In fact, the first slave in the New World wasn't even in North America proper. It was in Barbados. It was the British, the French, the Spanish. They were the slavers, not us. We ended. But you know, this Tim Scott, this is what people got to be careful of. I was talking about this earlier. A lot of these rhino fake Republican Mitt Romney, Liz Cheney types are trying to tell you that Tim Scott didn't support the president, President Trump. He's not MAGA. Don't believe any of these things. That doesn't mean he's always agreed with President Trump.
With regards to Mitt Romney, and I heard his...
the booing.
I guess, yes, not just the booing. He claims that he didn't support the president's attitude. And I said to myself, what does attitude have anything to do with loyalty to your country, loyalty to your party, loyalty to its principles?
Well, look at what Mitt Romney did. You know, remember during the campaign, he gave an address to the nation that was carried live before in the 2016 campaign, telling Americans not to vote for Donald Trump, and he had at the time the credibility. He was the most recent Republican nominee for president. The networks they won't carry Trump, but they carried that address to the nation of Romney's live.
And the sad part about it is he's content with the Democrats basically choosing who a Republican candidate should and should not be. And it's just you know, the whole thing is just preposterous.
Well, you know, that booing thing by Mitt Romney, he was just pissed off at them. And you know, the most significant thing about the booing of Mitt Romney isn't that he was booed. I'd boo him. You would boo him. But that was the Utah Republicans. So he's the senator from Utah, and not only that, he's the top Mormon in America. He's the most prominent Mormon in America. So here he is in the Mormon Mecca, which is Utah, his constituency, his state, among Republicans, which are supposed to be his closest supporters, and those were the ones booing him. That is very... He may not run for re-election because he may not be electable in Utah.
That booing to me was a very good barometer on what they thought about.
Oh yeah.
The fact of the matter is, Brian, he is just so jealous of Donald Trump. Donald Trump is everything. I hate to say it. He wished he was
a winner.
Exactly. He could open up. The both men, when it comes to wealth, I would say they're on par with each other. But he is... No,
Mitt Romney's net worth when he ran for president in 2012 was $250 million. That's a lot of money, and he's still miserable.
Yes, he's very miserable. And the truth of the matter is, Trump is the man that he wished he could be.
Yeah.
Came to popularity with people. People like Donald Trump, whether you like it, whether people like it or not. People like the man. Okay, people like Tim Scott.
I mean, if you look at Mitt Romney, and I voted for him in 2012. You probably did too, right? Did you vote for?
Yeah.
Of course we did. But people forget about. I want you to think about Mitt Romney. Now, people back. Remember, he was governor of Massachusetts. So that pretty little. In all the years of public service as governor and as senator, what has he ever done? The only thing that he's done is he came up with the blueprint that was used for Obamacare. He had a healthcare system when he was governor, and Obama took it. Yeah.
Compliment Democrats.
Yeah.
He should actually switch over to the party because everything he has ever done has been to compliment.
I expect him to do that someday. Like Joe Scarborough, I expect to wake up one morning and find out that Mitt Romney has switched parties.
Exactly. I'm not even surprised. But the truth of the matter is, the barometric pressure has been taken, and it's not.
Well, he's going to be booed everywhere he goes in the future now. That's going to be a thing.
And I hate to say it's a good thing.
Yeah. Hey, all right, Rolanda. Thanks for the call. We'll talk again. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Good morning, Brian. It's Andrea.
Hey, Andrea.
I love Rolanda. She's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I love her. And I love the chat room. Best chat ever. What I wanted to see if you notice about the Tim Scott controversy is how quick Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell came out and said that Tim Scott is the new face of the Republican Party.
Yeah, which is that's what I said on Friday. They're following my lead, the new voice of MAGA. And the reason they did that is because they had to, not that they want to.
Oh, see, I heard Kevin McCarthy say, he kind of insinuated, like, this is a reinvention, like, MAGA is no more. Like, this.
Yeah, right, Kevin McCarthy. Tell yourself that. You and Liz Cheney.
Yeah, I know. And while they're both sitting at home in their couches after they get voted out, it needs to happen. Like, the Mitt Romney thing, which I thought was hysterical, and I don't think I've laughed that hard since Joe Biden fell up the stairs on the plane. The thing that made that so amazing is that he was shouted down and kind of shamed, which I have to say is a leftist tactic, but it really...
He wasn't ashamed. He wasn't shamed at all. In fact, he reprimanded them for booing him. He said he felt bad for them.
Well, when the chairman came up and had to try to adjust the temperature in the room, that was a very clear tell to me.
Mm-hmm.
The rhinos are about to lose their seats. Like, they showed their cards. We know who they are. Like, I just think that it was brilliant, and I think you're going to see a lot more of it.
Yeah. Oh, it was great. It was great to watch. Hey, Andrea, thanks for the call. Okay, now I got to tell everyone, Mother's Day. Hey, listen, We are less than a week away from Mother's Day, but it's not too late to go to MyPillow.com. There is something for every mother on your Mother's Day gift-giving list at MyPillow.com. You can have it delivered in time, whatever you order. And by the way, you can have the gift delivered straight to Mom. You know where your mom lives, don't you? Have it delivered to Mom's house. Right now, when you use the promo code Kane at MyPillow.com, the lowest price ever on the MyPillow, just $29.98. And if you go to MyPillow.com, you'll see a pop-up screen to save another $10 off. Comes up every time I go to the website. Does your mom have a dog or a cat? Order them the MyPillow pet bed, just $19.99 with the promo code Kane. The Giza Dream Sheets. I have the Giza Dream Sheets from MyPillow. They are spectacular. They're 100% Giza cotton. You know, a lot of companies claim to have Giza sheets, but they're only like 10% Giza cotton. Mike Lindell's MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets are 100% Giza cotton. They come in many different colors, perfect for Mother's Day. Buy one set, get a second set free with the promo code Kane. The brand new My Slippers, 40% off with the promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. Of course, the mattress topper, which I've been sleeping on the mattress topper for over a week now, and I love it. I love it. Actually, I'm going on 2 weeks with my MyPillow mattress topper with the promo code Kane, Kane, at MyPillow.com. Save 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper and receive 2 free premium MyPillows. The MyPillow throw blanket, the most comfortable blanket you will ever find. 30% off with the promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. Those are great deals. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. And remember, you can have the items delivered straight to Mom. And Mom includes Mom, Grandmom, Mom-in-law, and of course your wife, and even your daughter if she has kids. So go to MyPillow.com. There is something there for every mom on your gift-giving list. Promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. 1 hour down, 2 to go. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. My name is Brian Craig. We'll be right back.
Covered AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network, WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hey guys, Brian Craig here. Here on the Steve Kane Show, we love hearing from our listeners talk about their great experiences with our sponsors. Here's Rebecca talking about the MyPillow. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name?
Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca.
Good morning. I just wanted to know, Steve and Brian, that I've been...
Welcome, everyone. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, click that notification bell, and everyone watching, like the video. That helps get this video recommended to others that like this kind of content. And if you could, share the video on your social media, get your friends and family to subscribe to and follow us here.
I can't even tell you. So I want everyone out there to believe that when people say you sleep better, you really do. And I've been having a lot of issues at night, and I bought expensive pillows and, cheap pillows, and this has really made a difference.
Listen to Rebecca. Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, and have the best night's sleep you've ever had with your MyPillow or one of the other great products that you'll find there. Promo code Kane, Kane, at MyPillow.com. Any lab tests now of Coral Springs offer more than just lab work. They also have B12 injections available. B12 injections promote weight loss, increase energy, reduce stress, promote healthy skin, improve sleep, increase metabolism, fight heart disease, improve memory, and improve mood. B12 injections at any lab test now of Coral Springs, like their lab test, are priced low. 5 injections for just $69. Other places in town charge $349 for just 3 injections. That's a huge savings. If you have any questions, call any lab test now of Coral Springs, 954-906-5983, 954-906-5983, or just stop right in. No appointment, doctor's order, or prescription is needed. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive. That's on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
If you suffer with diabetes, there's a 25% chance that you'll develop a foot ulcer that can lead to severe health consequences, including amputation. At the sole authority, at little or no cost,
You can receive your very own therapeutic shoes and custom inserts. Medicare recipients are entitled.
By the way, guys, if you've not already, go and watch my video tour of Kennedy Space Center. I went to Kennedy Space Center on Saturday, and it blew my mind away. You want to check that out. And also, when I in that video, I drove by a Space Force base and stopped off and took a look at the Space Force base. You'll get to see that on the video. And for lunch, I had alligator for lunch. I ate some gator for lunch. But check it out. It's a pretty good video. Put it up there over the weekend. You'll see it. The space shuttle's in the thumbnail.
To South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-GO-GAIN-1. That's 1-888-GO-GAIN-1. And now, here's Steve Kane.
All right. Hour number 2 has begun. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Show. And we have online Steve Kane. Hey, Steve.
Good morning.
I wasn't expecting you here so early today because I know you lost at the Derby over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, no, that was interesting. Boy, did I lose. The last horse that I would have bet on is the horse that won. So we had to lose it. But I think we're looking good for the Preakness.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so lots been going on over the weekend, lots of things happening.
Been following it all. It's very exciting. It seems like they're reaching the point where they're getting ready to launch something. Is there a date? It's commonly agreed on that most people, when the season starts, when the contest begins, because everybody's on vacation, it looks like.
No, it's happened, but what you're talking about is Trump. See, this is the thing. It's already started, but President Trump has changed his tactic a little bit. Not a little bit, a lot. He's lying low and working behind the scenes and not being so. But look at what happened in Texas. He endorsed the lady that won that race, and there were like 26 people running, and the Trump-backed person won.
I think that wasn't there in a second.
Well, I don't know about that, but I know the one in Texas in that special election. Remember, the guy died and the wife was running, and Trump backed the wife, and she went on to win. So he had a big victory over the weekend, Trump. But he's doing. I think he's working more behind the scenes than we're used to. So it seems like he's not out there.
Mike Lindell on
Jimmy Kimmel. No, I didn't see that, but I saw him on Jimmy Kimmel, which he did very good. One American News. I don't think so. He's yeah. Well, they're very worried about Mike Lindell. I watched his Jimmy Kimmel appearance. Mike Lindell was on Jimmy Kimmel last week, and I watched it yesterday. And Jimmy Kimmel's supposed to be a comedian. I didn't hear one joke. He was so nasty to Mike Lindell that I think even his regular viewers and fans were in shock because they've never seen his real personality, Jimmy Kimmel, because he's always a funny guy, and you got to see how ugly he is. And Mike Lindell went through his thing of everything he's doing, and then Jimmy Kimmel, not joking around, was accusing him of having brain damage from crack cocaine use, and that's why he's doing all these things and sees the world this way. And he didn't do it in a funny way, or anything. He was just nasty, and it came off really bad. I've seen Jimmy Kimmel for years. I've never seen, it reminded me of Jerry Lewis off camera. Yeah, that's exactly what it was like, and everybody knows how nasty Jerry Lewis was if you went up to him and tried to talk to him, and that's how Jimmy Kimmel came off. And it was Mike Lindell did a great job on that show. I mean, he went into enemy territory over there. I think he is involved a big time. He's just not. He's just not being public.
It counts.
I don't think so. I think he's doing a he's doing a different tactic, so that the media does. Yeah.
And I think I'm in favor of all that, but I'm just
trust in Trump.
I'm anxious.
Well, trust in Trump. He knows what he's doing. You know, I was telling you, what about her? She resigned?
Hysterically pissed at Romney's reception.
Oh, well, that's great.
Well, it's not great.
What? He voted to remove him from office, Mitt Romney. No. You agree with Susan Collins?
I don't agree. I agree with him attempting to make peace at a certain point. That's what I agree.
Well, they got to make peace with us. We don't want these people around. See, what's going on here is Trump's working his magic in the primaries and primarying out all of Romney and Liz Cheney's friends, and they're in a panic. You know, Ron DeSantis, who's becoming the go-to guy, he is banning critical race theory in the Florida public schools. And, oh, yeah.
Is their head screwed on straight?
Yeah, he was interviewed by Laura Ingraham, and then he's signing a bill banning biological males, you know, the transgenders, from competing in girls' sports in Florida's public schools and colleges. And that is huge. And I never hear anybody, even Caitlyn Jenner is on board with Ron DeSantis on this. You know, the reason that biological males who are transgender play in girls' sports is because they can excel there. They're not good enough to compete on the boys' team or the guys' team, so they compete with the girls, and they do well. And we're at the point now where some biological males on some of these high school teams may be awarded scholarships that are supposed to be for girls. And if you've noticed, everything that happens in the country now, they go to Ron DeSantis to find out what he thinks about it.
I'm trying real hard to get into this transgender issue.
Oh, it's not about that. I'm not into that issue either. But
confused a bit. I mean, what do they do? Do they have penis?
You're a girl if you say you're a girl. You just have to say you're a girl. Yeah. Yeah. And then you're on the girls' team. So well, they'll have to make accommodations. They'll have to make that's the way it is. You know, they have to make accommodations for you. So this is what could happen, okay? You could, like, you're on a high school team, right? And you try out for the football team and you don't make the cut. You could immediately say, I identify as a girl, go try out for the girls' team and get on the team. Just like that.
Women.
There have been, well, not football, but it could be if you're going out for the baseball team and don't make it, you could go for the girls' softball team, the girls' any team, the girls' basketball team. You know, you could do it, and it's happening. Media.
Soccer champs 3 out of 4 years.
Yeah.
In high school. And remember the Lyman Greyhounds?
Well, today, boys, they can't make it on the boys soccer team, could try out for the girls soccer team and get on the team. Except in Florida, because it's going to be banned soon. But around the country, they can. And there's a big fight against it. And what's important is the transgender. That's going to fall. I mean, it's just absurd. But what's important about it is that they're losing all over the country on this. It shows that the conservative views are mainstream, contrary to what the media would like you to believe. They even have Caitlyn Jenner, who was the poster person for transgenderism, came out over the weekend against it, against the biological males in sports.
Getting much traction?
Well, I don't know what you're watching.
I don't see her. Most of what I see shows her not very happy.
I don't know what you're watching. Whenever there's two people that in the last week, when there's something in the news going on, they go to get their opinion on. One is Ron DeSantis, and the second This started like the middle of last week as Caitlyn Jenner. Every time there's an issue, the media go to Caitlyn Jenner to find out what Caitlyn Jenner thinks about that. For Caitlyn Jenner, I think, is the front runner in that recall in California. I know it seems crazy, but I think it's true.
No identifiable opposition that I've seen.
Caitlyn Jenner is a 888-465-2631. We'll be right back after this.
Have you gone without insurance through the Affordable Care Act because you thought you couldn't afford it? The times are changing. I have exciting news to share with you from I Will Advisors. With the signing of the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, the government has increased the subsidies available to people buying insurance through the marketplace. In fact, even people making over 400% of the federal poverty level can get insurance now. $100 per month, and you could possibly pay $0 per month with these new changes. It doesn't cost anything to check, but everyone must take action. The special election period will end, but the sooner you take action, the sooner you can start saving money. Call Dan at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080, 954-753-8080. This is Brian Craig. I've been telling you about the great deals and incredible customer service at Friendly Tire on both new tires and used tires. One of our listeners, Antonio, went to Friendly Tire and called to share with us his experience of buying used tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Good morning, you're on the radio.
Hey, yes, Brian, I want to give you a quick testimony about the tire place up in Margate, Friendly Tire. Friendly Tire is everything you said it would be, man. I went up there and got me some used tires, and when I went up there, man, he was very courteous. My whole family's going for now, man. Everything you said it was going to be, man. I appreciate you for that, man. And Mike's a great guy, man.
Well, what's your name?
Antonio.
All right, Antonio. Hey, I'm glad we could save you and your family lots of money on tires at Friendly Tire.
Oh, no doubt, man. Thanks so much, man.
Do what Antonio did. Stop into Friendly Tire and find incredible deals on both new and used tires. Give Friendly Mike a call right now. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. And Mike will give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire in Margate.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve here. And, my mother-in-law a couple weeks ago bought new tires over at Friendly Tire. She went in just like anybody else. She didn't go name drop or anything. She saved over $100 per tire. In fact, it was just under $120 she saved per tire. And that's an incredible deal. So, listen, give Friendly Mike a call. He'll give you a quote right over the phone, 954-977-9445, 954-977-9445, and online, friendlytire.net. All right, our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the radio. Good morning. Oh, here we go. Good morning.
Paul from Albany, New York.
Hey, Albany, what's up?
How are you doing? Listen, the only thing I can kind of belabor this, the only thing I can conclude with Mitt Romney is just plain jealousy.
Yeah.
Here's a guy that badmouthed Donald Trump in 2016 viciously. Trump gets elected. And right after that, he interviews with Donald Trump for a Secretary of State position.
I remember it well.
He doesn't get that. Okay. Then in 2018, he takes doesn't downplay it. Doesn't say, I really don't want this guy's endorsement, but he's endorsing me. There's nothing I can do. I don't want it. He never said that. And then he badmouths him again right after that. He's plain jealous because Donald Trump achieved something he could never do. Donald Trump has charisma. Donald Trump has a spirit. He's got a backbone that Mitt Romney will never have.
Well, Mitt Romney, because I voted for Mitt Romney, and I think a lot of us did, and we had him on the show a couple of times, and he was we didn't know what a creep he was. We even had Mitt Romney at our sponsor, Wings Plus, on Sample Road in Coral Springs, and he stood there at the door greeting people, and he was a nice man, and he had an emotional collapse when he lost the national election, and he's never recovered from it. And shame on him. He is really, what he did one thing that's unforgivable. He should be stripped of his Republican Party membership for it. When, during the 2016 campaign, he made an address to the nation as the most recent Republican nominee for president and said, "Don't vote for Trump." Remember that speech? They carried it. That was it. And Trump forgave him for that, and still, like you said, endorsed him. And this guy, this pathetic guy, Mitt Romney, just can't. Look at his reaction to the boos. He reprimanded the crowd. He said he was embarrassed for them after they booed him.
Well, there's not much you can do in that circumstance that makes you look good.
No, but it made him more secure in his positions. The booing.
I don't understand, I could never understand about the guy, is how he vehemently attacked Donald Trump, who basically aligned with him on policy. But yet, when he ran against Obama in 2012, kicked gloves. He's never...
It's obvious, because Obama was black, and he didn't want to be called a racist.
He never, ever, ever attacked any Democrat the way he's attacked Trump. He's a sick man. He's jealous. I just want him to go. I just want him to get recalled. Won't get recalled.
Well, that booing was significant. It was the Utah Republicans, party leadership. So those are not just his constituents, and most of them his fellow Mormons, and he's the top Mormon.
Agree that it's tough.
I would say Mitt Romney is unlikely he's unlikely to get reelected in Utah. They'll have another Republican in his place. That was a devastating event for him among the. No, it's not about him having a thick skin. No, he doesn't. He's petty. It's not about him having a thick skin, which he doesn't. That's the Republican Party leadership that was booing him in Utah, and they decide who's going to be the next senator. From Utah, and they're booing him, so that he's in trouble out there. He may have to retire after this term.
Nomination for if he
wins the primary,
which he may not run again for re-election in 2024.
I don't know. When is he? Is he up in 24?
It's a 6-year term.
Yeah, so he got elected in the last midterm. Yeah, so he's got 4 years to. No, he's in. And look at Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney. She said that she's running for re-election on an anti-Trump ticket. That's what her agenda is.
Republicans, you call them rhinos. I don't understand the Republicans that come against Trump so vehemently, but kick gloves on the Democrats. Joe Biden is trying to ruin this country, and now you can say the people behind him are trying to.
Because listen, what Liz Cheney, what Liz Cheney's trying to do right now, Colin? You know what she's trying to do? No. She's trying to lose the 2 next elections. Liz Cheney wants the Republicans to lose the midterms and the next presidential election. The Republican establishment is like an old country club. And they are very comfortable not running the White House or the Congress so long as they control the little country club with their exclusive membership. And he's an outsider, Donald Trump. So, yeah.
It's more than just having the Democrats in the White House, Democrats in control. There's a far left segment that's taken over, that's permeated that whole party now, and is now ruining this country. It's destroying the country that we knew.
It's always been this way.
It's not the same country it was 20.
No. Here, I'm talking about the Republican Party. See, the problem is that the party has always picked who we would vote for. Like, John McCain was never liked by Republican voters, but he got the nomination in 2010. The party has always chosen who Donald Trump is the first nominee the party establishment didn't choose. Okay? So the party have always been these Liz Cheney, Mitt Romney types. We just didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Is there a point in time where we bury the hatchet? Is there a point in time?
The mic seems to be working to me. Oh. My mic's over here. There you go. I'm back. My mic's over here. Well, yeah, why am I going to bury the hatchet with these people? No, we've got Republican primaries coming up. and we want to primary out all these. I wish we had a better name than rhino. Rhino's too mild, isn't it? I mean, I don't have another term to replace it with that we could use in polite company on the radio, but rhino is just too polite.
With anybody is if they now turn the tables on the Democrats and vehemently go against Biden, Harris, Schumer, Pelosi, just the way they...
It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. In fact, the Republican, before Trump, when did the Republicans ever, they always came, look at Newt Gingrich, for example. When he was Speaker of the House, they ran him out. He was always apologizing. He won the speakership. They had that contract for America, and they won the majority for the first time, like in 30 years or 40 years, back in '94. But how long was he speaker? And then when he was out, they got rid of the next speaker. You know what I mean? The Democrats, and the one in between, that Livingston guy who was going to be the speaker. So the Republicans have always been sucking up and apologetic, and never have fought the Democrats until Trump.
It's what we need. We need somebody who's going to push back and also try to smooth ground and get along on common issues. But we can't have this.
Like, let me give you an idea. Like this thing with Mike Lindell that's going on. He had this new platform, Frank Speech, that he launched on day one. Within an hour of it launching, the hackers knocked it offline, and they still have not been able to recover it to the appropriate levels. Right? It's not what Mike Lindell intended because of the hacking. And that's not even covered in the news. Mike Lindell's in the news every day, but they never talk about the hack that happened on Frank Speech. And Mike Lindell, I suspect, the reason that Frank Speech it's up and running barely, but it has not yet been launched in the form that it was launching on day one before the hackers hacked it. It's because the tech giants are stopping top-tier qualified computer experts for working with Mike Lindell. He can't bring in people. There's an attack going on.
See Mike Lindell last...
One American News. Yeah, I missed it too. Yeah. I missed it too. I'll see if I can catch it today because sometimes they rerun it. Listen, thanks for the call, but you're right on the money. But listen, the Republicans have always been this way. Think about it. Prior to Trump, when did the Republicans? You made a great example. Look at the two elections prior to 2016. Mitt Romney never went after Obama, and when John McCain was running against Obama, he had a town hall, and a town hall questioner ripped into Obama. John McCain started defending Obama at his own town hall when he was running against him. So that's how it has always been. And the Republicans have always been wimps, these rhinos. Hey, yeah.
You could see Obama. You could see they're trying to take the country down, fundamentally change the country.
But they're losing. Don't you see? They're losing. Look at this. I was talking in the first hour about. I was shocked yesterday on MSNBC. They were still talking about Tim Scott's response to the State of the Union. When have you ever heard the response of a State of the Union be discussed unless they screwed up like Marco Rubio did when he collapsed? And here we are 5 days later, and the news media are still talking about Senator Tim Scott's not the State of the Union, but his response to it. And they're in a panic over Tim Scott because we are winning. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. Yeah.
Throw something out real quick for when we get back. I watch a whole bunch of, listen to a whole bunch of stuff, mostly you. Before as I'm getting ready to get performance on the show, there was a major story just beginning to explode, and I want to throw it out to see if anybody knows details of it. And evidently,
oh yes, I know what you're talking about.
We got there's some correspondence came into the possession of the Republicans that really made it obvious that the Randy Weingarten and the teachers union is totally in the bag for these people aren't even close to going to school yet, and it was just exploding as I walked out the.
Yeah, I'll tell you after the break because I know what you're talking about. Now listen, but before we break though, I want to tell everyone about Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. It's where I take my car. I take my daughter's car there. Steve takes his family cars there, his kids' cars there, and I got to tell you, this is just an amazing experience we've all had at Champagne Automotive Repair. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca Raton will never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle does not need. And I have actually the form here. I wanted to go through this a little bit. Steve's son Tyler needed a little bit of work done on his car. So he did a little bit of a test. Yeah, and he did a little bit of a test. We tested Champagne Automotive in Boca, and he took his car first to one of the big name places. You know them. There's only like 3 of them, right? And they looked at the car bumper to bumper, printed up a list of everything that needed to be serviced and repaired. He didn't get anything done. Then he took his car up to Champagne Automotive Repair, didn't show them what the big name brand place said that he needed, and they looked the car over bumper to bumper and told him what it really needed. And the other place told Tyler that he needed $843.12 in maintenance and repairs that the vehicle did not need. And I'll give you just a couple of the things they told Tyler that he needed that he did not need. They told him he needed brake rotors for all of his brakes. He didn't need them. They told him he needed brake pads. He did not need brake pads. They told him he needed an engine gasket. He didn't need an engine gasket. They told him he needed an alignment. He did not need an alignment. So, I mean, it's crazy. $843. See, when you go to these, finding an honest auto mechanic, I know it's very, very difficult. It's like trying to find an honest Democrat, right? But when you go to these auto shops around town, other than Champagne Automotive Repair, what you're really dealing with, if you're dealing with an independently owned shop, you're dealing with a con man. And if you're dealing with one of the big name brand ones, you're not dealing with a mechanic, you're dealing with a commissioned salesman who gets paid on everything you get done. And they're going to try to get you to do everything, as much money as you can give and as much money as you can charge. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca Raton, they will never do a repair on your vehicle that it doesn't need. They work on all makes and models, new, old, everything. Give them a call. We have listeners that drive more than an hour each way just to go to Champagne Automotive Repair. It's worth it. They're located right here in Boca Raton. Their number, 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. We'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
This is Steve Kane for attorney Barry Siegel. Barry did a great job for me and my family when we needed a revocable living trust. Listen to one of our listeners, Ray, talk about his experience with Barry Siegel.
I want to praise Barry Siegel. And one of the most important things about sponsors is integrity.
Yeah, before what happens is I stepped out and I didn't put my mic back on. And I had I use this mic for YouTube, this one for the radio, and I forgot to put the clip-on mic back on for YouTube. Thanks, guys, for letting me know.
From South Carolina, I know the laws are different, and I'm just asking for information for my sister. Now, you know, most people just blow you up, right? You know, almost immediately within a...
Gas prices about to skyrocket. They already have.
I asked my questions and so on, and he answered. He's very patient. I was quite a while with him, and I talked about a lot of things, you know, and this and that. But I wanted to say, you know, character, integrity, these are the most important things with sponsors, and all of your sponsors, because I've dealt with a lot of them, they all have that you can trust them and you know you're getting a fair shake.
Do what Ray did. Call attorney Barry Siegel right now. Toll free 1-855-FLA-3782. That's 1-855 toll free FLA-3782. Tell them Steve sent you.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just
All right, we're back. I'm Brian Steve Kane here. If you're on hold, stand by because I will forget. What you were talking about is they came out with proof that the teachers union was keeping the CDC to getting them to keep the schools closed of this country, because like the teachers union want their teachers to get paid as much as possible and work as little as possible, and they didn't want the teachers to go back in the classroom. So it wasn't really a health issue it's kept the schools closed. It's the teachers union.
The union really is just that they found this correspondence that by this.
Yeah.
Suspected for a long time. Randy Weingarten, I know her from New York, and she's a real.
Yeah.
And she has personally made it a project of hers to see to it that the strike does not.
Well, it's not a strike. They just don't want to go back to school. They want to teach from home on their Zoom.
Whatever. I mean, there's always something.
Yeah.
That's how she negotiates.
It's a strike of sorts.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it just she went to when this correspondent public. There was an explosion among Democrats, and they're putting major. The teachers union is probably the strongest of all the unions supporting Biden. I would say the teachers union is about the strongest, and now the Democrats are demanding that what they're demanding. Listen to this: they're demanding that Biden fire Randy Weingarten.
Yeah.
It looks like a serious movement. So it basically is a mini revolution inside the Democrats.
Well, what happened is the parents need they need the schools open so they can send their kids to school so they can go to work. They need daycare.
This was breaking huge about an hour ago, and if anybody got any updates on it or knows what's going on, can shed any light. It's a good thing to put on.
Okay. All right, well, let's go to the phones. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's K-A-N-E, and the number 1-888-465-2631. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey.
Yes, what's your name?
Hey, it's Brian. Hey, it's Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. I'm Brian. You're Sarah.
Hey, I wanted to say that it's been very interesting to watch. I think with Mitt Romney being booed, that means a lot. That he's in really big trouble, and I think the rest of the rhinos are in big trouble too.
Yeah, yeah.
I really think we're tired of it. I certainly am tired of it, and so I think what we're doing is going the right way, and I think it's really interesting about the win in Texas, the endorsed one.
Yeah.
In her seat. So I think the next one will be, the next few months or so, it'll be very interesting. And I think what they did to Tim is wrong and all this other stuff.
Well, I like what Trump has a totally new tactic. He's doing everything behind the scenes and not becoming the focus of everything. And that may be, it worked for him in Texas. So, yeah.
What he's got is, the thing that he's got going, which is working really smoothly right now, is he has basically got all his fellow Republicans to back off and take their turn a little bit. Marco's one of the people that is a front row.
Yeah.
Wouldn't ordinarily be popular, but all the Republicans have agreed to step back and discretion the better part of valor, and let Trump take his turn, and they're postponing their ambitions to be president for another couple of years.
Yeah.
To give Trump his chance.
Exactly.
And I think, anyway, this is for Steve. You should have asked me about the horses to win, because I knew that mine was going to win, and that was exciting.
How'd you pick that horse?
Huh? Because
how did you pick the horse? You said you knew he was going to win. I mean, I could not make a case for that horse. It wasn't. I like it better this way. If I lose, I want to lose with a horse that I didn't really, I wasn't ready to bet on.
For me, it's because I know Bob Baffett, and I always say good luck. If you're going,
What do you think of the Preakness? What do you think of the Preakness?
He's gonna. I think it's gonna be another surprise. That little horse, he got pissed when he was trying. He got pissed trying to, he didn't like being behind. He did not like being behind.
He wasn't behind. He was in front wire to wire.
No, I know, but he made sure the other ones knew that he was.
Well, I'll tell you, if you just give me a little anecdotal input about Pimlico. Pimlico is a front runner's track.
Yep.
Because it has hairpin turns, and every time you go around a turn, whoever is in front saves lots of ground. So generally, when I bet the Preakness, I generally see who did the best job of closing in the Derby, and they usually do better in the Preakness, which would mean that he might be a good play for the Preakness too.
Yeah, I'll put a wager with you there, Steve. I'll put in $10.
No, don't start betting with listeners. You'll be in all kinds of trouble. But I'm sure Steve will put more than $10 on the horse. Did you have a bet down on the Kentucky Derby, Sarah?
No. I did once, but it was awesome. But it's just exciting.
Yeah.
For me to see my friend Bob Baffett doing very well right now.
Well, he sure shocked him.
Yeah. All right, Sarah, take care. Yeah. Sarah's going on the cruise with us, by the way, to Aruba. We're going to Aruba next time. And other places, too. We have 4 stops. One of them is Aruba. There's a big, exciting story. Did you see? This is, Texas is their desperate effort to turn Texas blue failing. Anti-woke candidates opposed to critical race theory being taught in the Dallas school system win control of the Dallas school board with 70% of the vote. So this wasn't just a slight victory. This critical race theory is the Democrats' undoing. People are fed up with this crap that's going on in our state. One of the OJ jurors came out over the weekend because, they're talking about George Floyd and all these other things. One of the OJ jurors came out over the weekend and said that the not guilty verdict was just a reaction to Rodney King and was unapologetic about it. And that made it okay to let somebody get away with murdering 2 people that had nothing to do with Rodney King, Nicole and Ron Gold. But there's a big backlash against this. Critical race theory is really doing damage to the Democrats. It really, truly is, and that's a good thing. We don't want the Democrats to do well.
More power to them.
Oh yeah, I know. Critical race. The critical race theory says that everything is racist. So if everything's racist, there's no escaping it, and people are just fed up. I was telling you, Steve, I saw something I couldn't believe. Well, I hadn't seen in a long time. I was telling you, I went to Kennedy Space Center on Saturday, and I was there at the opening of Kennedy Space Center, and they come on and they said, please be silent as we raise the flag and play the national anthem. And they raised the flag on this flagpole that was behind the crowd, and this blew me away. I have this on my YouTube channel, by the way. I made a video of this. I couldn't believe it. Every member, and there was hundreds of people here, everyone turned around. Guys that were wearing hats took their hats off, and everyone had their hands on their hearts while the national anthem played. And then when it was over, the whole crowd applauded. Everybody just waiting in line to get into the Space Center, just tourists. And, Space Center? No, I don't think, these are just tourists. These are, and what you hear in the news, this anti-American wokeness that the media wants you to think is mainstream, is not the mainstream. It's not the mainstream. It's the minority opinion, and I don't mean minority because it's the critical race theory thing. Most people don't think this country is a bad place, contrary to what and there was Biden had a major disaster over the weekend. They had this boatload of immigrants off of San Diego tip over. They've got dead people, that were overloading a boat because Biden said, come on in, with Kamala Harris. And, you know, Biden basically got those people killed. I mean, there's what's going on at the southern border is beyond tragic. I have never, we've had boat problems here in Florida with people coming from Cuba or Haiti. I have never heard of a boat turning over and people dying on the southern border. You know, this was a first for me, and I know Fox is carrying it. Yeah, but not in the mainstream liberal media. They're not even talking about it. But what's going on at the Biden, everything that's going on around Biden's a disaster. The southern border, this tragedy I'm talking about, the critical race theory, everything is going against Biden. This thing with the teachers union, you know, they're not listening to scientists. They're listening to union bosses at the teachers union. You know, and yeah.
I think what you're saying, and I think you're right on the money, the backlash has begun.
On every front.
Yeah, we've been sitting wondering how long it was going to take for America to get woke, and it seems...
That's right. It's happened.
All
right, let's take a call or two before we break. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name?
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning.
This is K9 Steve calling from Boca.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
I'm good. Hey, just wanted to touch on a quick little thing about the southern border that you're talking about. Being in the military, we did some drills down there. There's a Joint Task Force 6, so we got to work with Border Patrol. And I tell you what, those men and women down there in Border Patrol, they know what they're doing. They're professionals. Love them to death, and what Biden is doing right now to us is just...
Well, you know what, I'll tell you, Biden, Kamala Harris, the Democrats and the media are treating the Border Patrol like the hippies used to treat the returning soldiers from Vietnam. Right? Did you kill a kid today? Right? That kind of attitudes. You know, that's how Biden's treating the Border Patrol.
And, you know, it's a shame because, like I said, we work with them hand in hand, and I tell you what, those men and women down there, they know their stuff, they're professionals, they do their job the way that they're supposed to do it, regardless of politics.
Well, you know, but you know what? We don't have a southern border right now. It's totally collapsed.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let's cut to the chase. How do you see this playing out? You're on the scene.
I think it's total failure. I think Kamala...
Well, what does that look like? How is it going to resolve itself? What's the process?
Basically, it's going to be an open border until we get so much pressure on the Democrats, they either have no choice, or we got to wait for Trump to get...
Well, see, here's what's happening. What's going on, Biden and Kamala Harris and the left have a strategy at the southern border. It doesn't look like it, but they do. It's that Cloward and Piven strategy. Remember, overload the system. This is so it collapses. Yeah, that's right. You know, the strategy, the Cloward and Piven strategy, which is, you know, Saul Alinsky, Barack Obama playbook, overload the system until it collapses, and then they're forced to give us everything we want. So this tragic story of the boat capsizing outside of San Diego, dead people, immigrants trying to get here illegally, which I've never heard of a boat story down there before. The left-wing activists are excited at that because they think, well, we've got to stop this, that the public will say, okay, enough, just let's let them come here. We don't want more boats to turn over. You know, and it's the Cloward and Piven strategy being directed down there.
Going to work?
No, because you know, the country's been through a lot in the last year, and they don't have a lot of tolerance. People want things opened up so they can get back to work, and they have no sympathy when they've been locked, especially out west in the South in California. They don't have sympathy when they've been locked up for over a year, and all of a sudden these illegals are coming here, and they're able to go wherever they want, and they don't have any restrictions on them.
Let's move it up a little bit. What is going to happen when all these people settle and become a voting bloc?
Well, that's down the road. We're going to have the midterms before. Oh, I looked at the clock. We're really late for the break. We got a break. Hey, caller, thanks so much for the call. We'll take a break and be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors, focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Hurricane season is right around the corner. This gives us only a short period of time to make sure your roof and home is ready for the 2021 hurricane season. So don't delay and call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Our website is www.laportacontracting.com, where you will find our latest video and live testimonials from a few of our past clients. Our number again is 954-604-4602.
Brian Craig here. I've been telling you for years how great MyPillow products are, but don't just take my word for it. This is one of our listeners, Todd. He bought the MyPillow mattress topper, and he called us live on the radio to tell us about his experience with the MyPillow mattress topper.
Yeah, I'm calling to give testimonial about my pillow topper.
You ordered the MyPillow, the mattress topper?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, I was thinking about buying a new mattress. My old mattress was getting old, so my wife's like, why don't you try that pillow, that mattress top? So I went on, I used your promo code Kane. I got a great price. Got it home, and I've been using it for the last 3 nights. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
It feels like a whole new mattress.
I talked to other listeners with the MyPillow mattress topper, and they come in all sizes. The mattress companies have turned into con artists. When I was a kid, mattresses were two-sided. You'd have the mattress, then after a while you'd flip it over. Now you can't flip mattresses anymore. They don't make them that way anymore because people weren't buying mattresses enough. So the mattress company stopped making two-sided mattresses, and mattresses are expensive. I've had to buy a new mattress, and mattresses can cost well over, just for a regular normal mattress, over $1,000. So that MyPillow mattress topper is a big savings. It saved you from buying a new mattress and turned your whole bed into a MyPillow.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I really love it. I sleep really good.
Well, that's great. Well, I appreciate that. And you guys out there, remember, promo code Kane, K-A-N-E.
Now, when you use the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com, save 30% off your MyPillow mattress topper and receive 2 free MyPillows. But you got to use the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper. Turn your old mattress into a big MyPillow mattress. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
Oh man, it's been over 2 weeks now since I've been sleeping on my MyPillow mattress topper. It is so comfortable. I'm still waking up every day with the alarm, not before the alarm. I'm waking up more rested than I have in years and years and years, and it's a great gift for Mother's Day. Now listen, when you go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, on the MyPillow mattress topper, you save 30%, and 2 free premium MyPillows come in the box. And if you go to SteveKaneShow.com, right there at the top, I put the video up of when I received mine in the mail, and I used the promo code Kane, got the deal, and you'll see me unbox the mattress topper and make my bed with it. You can see what it looks like and how it works, and I even tried out there. So that's at SteveKaneShow.com. Now here's the thing. We're 6 days away from Mother's Day, and there's the mattress topper is a perfect gift for Mom on her day, and there's something for every mom at MyPillow.com, including the MyPillow with the promo code Kane. The lowest price average is $29.98. The MyPillow My Slippers come in multiple styles and colors for both men and women, 40% off with the promo code Kane, many others. Now, we're 6 days out from Mother's Day. You still have time to order for Mother's Day. You can have all of these items delivered straight to Mom, and she can have it in time for Mother's Day. All right. Now, Mom includes Mom, Grandmom, Mom-in-law, wife, and your daughter. If she's got kids, you can have it delivered directly to them. Promo code Kane at mypillow.com. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. I tell you, this Governor Cuomo, he's a real piece of work. Have you heard of the... Yeah, he's a sociopath, total sociopath. Have you heard of the Cuomo sexuals?
I saw in the Post today.
Yeah. Did you read the story?
No,
Okay. What do you think a Cuomo-sexual is? A Cuomo-sexual. No, it's a new thing. Cuomo-sexuals. That's hard. I know. It sounds like a new gender.
That likes to play around.
Governors. Yeah. They used to be Clinton sexuals. Now they're Cuomo sexuals. No. You're close. Cuomo sexuals is a group of women in New York that have formed a group of Governor Cuomo supporters. It's a group of lady supporters of Governor Cuomo. They call themselves Cuomo sexuals, and they're defending and supporting. Now, first off, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life, and there's no... I'm serious. The Cuomo sexuals, they have a Facebook fan group. The Cuomo sexual Facebook fan group.
Supposed to, is it one of the qualifications of the governor?
I don't know if they have that many people in the group yet, but I think, no. That would be victims. They're not victims. I think they're women who fantasize about Governor Cuomo. You know, but this is the thing. I don't think it's real. I think the governor or people around him have set this whole thing up to make it look as if he's got support. I mean, what kind of woman would? Who cares that much about Governor Cuomo? You know, back when Bill Clinton was around, he was the president.
Look at it, the women involved in all this stuff are political groupies, for heaven's sake.
This is not a real group. This is something Cuomo's people and Cuomo's supporters have put together to create this illusion that there's a base of support for Governor Cuomo. But you know, Democrats are... Remember that grandmother we had on during the Clinton impeachment with Lewinsky?
I sure did.
We had... Okay, this woman is...
About 4 years ago.
No, it was longer than that. Oh my gosh, it was a lot longer than that. We had this woman on who was... this had been so many years ago, because the impeachment was 98. Oh, yeah, Democrats. This woman, she was a grandmother. We had her in studio. I'm sure she's dead and buried by now, because she was really old then. And she was a Democrat. She came in studio to defend President Clinton against those who were calling for his impeachment during the Monica Lewinsky affair. And she had a button on her shirt that was a picture of her granddaughter, who was about Monica Lewinsky's age at the time, like 21, 22. And you had asked her, well, would you feel differently if your granddaughter was doing with Bill Clinton what Monica Lewinsky was? And she got very passionate and said she would be proud of her granddaughter if she was doing those things to President Clinton. She was really actually offering her granddaughter up to Bill Clinton, it seemed like. And at first, I thought she was joking. But that's how Democrats are. You know, they walk a different path than the rest of us, I guess. That was the strangest thing I've ever heard. But Governor Cuomo is not President Clinton. And it's hard for me to believe that there are really a group of... If there were that many women that were ready to throw themselves at him, would he be going after the women that don't want him? You know? Or maybe he just assumes every woman wants to be with him. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe they're all just jumping on.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy stuff. But Cuomo will probably be reelected in New York. He's not going anywhere. No. And does de Blasio have one more term ahead of him? I'm watching. So if you guys should read the New York Post. The crime is up in New York over 200%. And they're committing violent crime in the daytime. They're not even waiting for the sun to go down. They have no fear of the police. They're killing people during the daytime now, out in the open. I mean, don't they usually commit the violent crime at night in the dark and not around camp? Now I guess it helps that everyone's wearing masks. You know,
Making it easier.
It's hard. Yeah, exactly. If you have the mask on and sunglasses and a hat, the facial recognition can't pick you up. You know, I told you I was watching the new. They brought back America's Most Wanted, and they do this segment where they show crimes that are taking place, and everyone's wearing a mask because of COVID, and they're asking if you I couldn't believe this. If you recognize this person's hands, call our hotline. If you recognize the shoes on this person, call our hotline. And this new America's Most, it's comical. You know, they had this one woman, they did a whole segment on this one where they did reenactments where this woman killed her boyfriend, chopped him up in pieces, put him in trash bags, and threw him out on the side of the road on the Long Island Expressway. And she's been on the lam for 6-8 years, and they have a new, so they're coming back from the break, they've got new photos of her. So they come back from the break, they show you the new photo, it's at her at a market in New York, but she's wearing a mask. You know, so how are you, I mean, it's like a Saturday Night Live skit, you know, so criminals love COVID, I guess, right, because, you know, I know. All right, listen. We're coming up on our top of the hour break, 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here. We'll be right back after this.
Got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network, WWNN, Pompano Beach.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul
Oh, my
Authority.
goodness.
The Soul Authority.
Hey, Scott, it's Brian. You ready for us? Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. You might have forgotten. Okay. Okay.
But as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one. To stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show, dial 1-888-COCAINE-1. That's 1-888-COCAINE-1. And now.
All right. We are back. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here. You know, I checked the temperature this morning before I left. The high today is going to be almost 90 degrees here in South Florida. The hot weather, it's already here, and it's only going to get hotter. And on the line from Cut My Kilowatts, we have Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. He's going to tell you how he can save you big money on your electric bill in the heat of the summer. Scott from Cut My Kilowatts.
Happy hurricane season.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you guys? It's been a minute.
Excellent.
Good. So, anyways, we're facing the onslaught of summer here, and a lot of people are going to be noticing that, if they haven't noticed already, that their air conditioner is just running nonstop, fighting to keep the house cool. A lot of times, the air conditioner can't even keep up with the heat gain. You know, like you'll have the temperature set in your house at 74, and you'll look over at the thermostat, it'll be at 76 or 77 or even 78.
Yeah.
And as high as 80. what we do is we're cutmykilowatts.com, and we've been doing radiant barrier in South Florida for 10 years. I mean, we did Steve Kane's house probably 10 years ago when I first started doing this in South Florida. And radiant barrier stops the heat gain in the house, lowers the temperature in the attic 30 to 40 degrees, literally cuts the AC runtime in half.
Well, let's explain to people what radiant barrier is. We have known Scott from Cut My Kilowatts for well over a decade. He's with us every summer here on the Steve Kane Show. And, you know, in the heat of the summer, the attic, how hot does an attic get during the summer, Scott?
It can get, depending on what kind of roof it has, whether it's shingle or tile, shingle being the hottest, 140, 100.
Yeah, and what that does is that 150, 160 degree heat in your attic makes your ceiling hot, and of course your air conditioning ducts are in your ceiling. It heats them up, and it makes your air conditioner work longer, harder, causing your electric bill going up, struggling to keep your house cool. So Scott has the radiant barrier. So tell people what radiant barrier is and how it works.
Radiant barrier is like a big aluminum foil tarp that goes on the underside of the roof deck below the trusses, so there's an air gap so it doesn't damage the roof. And it basically just turns the heat wave that comes down off the roof around and pushes it back up out the roof. So it makes your roof function like a white shingle reflective roof. You know, you see those white roofs on people's houses. They put them on because it cuts their electric bill 25-30%. Same thing with radiant barrier. You put it in on the underside of your roof deck. You know, it's like $1 a square foot. And we've got a special, if you spend 2,000 square feet or more, you get an additional $500 off. So, I mean, it's very reasonable. It's very affordable. This time of year, you know, you're getting it for half price, plus you're getting additional money off. We also do traditional insulation, and we do ductwork. So we can do, like, the complete job in your attic, whatever you need up in your attic. Work, you know, radiant barrier, we can do the whole pack.
Now, listen. It's getting hot today. It's going to be about 88, 89 degrees here in South Florida. We're not in the hottest heat of the summer yet. We will be soon. And because of that, Scott, he's offering a great discount before it gets super, super hot, because as it gets hotter and hotter, it's more difficult for his crew to work in the attic. Now it's not quite as hot. They can get the work done faster, can spend more time in the attic. I'm going to give you Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. I'm going to give you his website and his number. If you miss this, it's listed at stevekaneshow.com. First, you can give Scott a call at 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500. Online, cutmykilowatts.com. And again, listed at stevekaneshow.com. Scott will save you money on your electric bill this and every summer. All right, Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, have a great day. We will talk later in the week. All right, take care. Yeah, he's a good guy, Scott. All right, so here we are. You know, did you hear that story I started with in the 6 o'clock hour, Steve, about the left-wing college professor berating a student who said that police officers are heroes?
I saw this.
Oh, have you seen the video? Oh, let me play. I have the audio, and. You know, this teacher has been removed from the classroom, and a lot of people are misunderstanding this. She has not been removed from the classroom because of what she said and how she behaved. She's been removed because it's public what she did. Okay, if it had not gone public, she would be there brainwashing the kids still today. And when this cools off, they'll bring her back in. So there's 3 voices here. The 2 male voices are students, and the female voice is the left-wing college professor. Listen to this.
The police in your speech a few times. So what is your main concern? Since, I mean, honestly, the whole reason police, it is systemic. The issue is systemic because the whole reason we have police departments in the first place. Where did it stem from? What's our history? Going back to what Jeremy was talking about, what does it stem from? It stems from people in the South wanting to capture runaway slaves.
Okay, so the police forces were we had no law enforcement in America until slaves started escaping. So police forces formed to bring back the slaves to the Democrat plantation owners. And this is systemic racism because, in effect, they're doing the same thing now, is what she's implying by her jamming up so many African Americans around the country today. Yeah, and she's only just begun. Is this scary?
Beyond scary.
Yeah, it goes on.
It is systemic. The issue is systemic because the whole reason we have police departments in the first place, where did it stem from? What's our history? Going back to what Jeremy was talking about, what does it stem from? It stems from people in the South wanting to capture runaway slaves.
Maybe they shouldn't be heroes. Maybe they don't belong on a kid
Now, there's one liberal student, the liberal professor, and one conservative guy.
show. So I disagree with what Jeremy said about it, because I think cops are heroes and they have to have a difficult job, but we have to have that
all of
fine
them?
life. Oh, I'd say a good majority of them. You have bad people in every business and every part.
Yeah,
Well, wait,
a lot of
wait.
police officers have committed atrocious crimes and have gotten away with it. And
Yeah, like all those teachers that have had sex with students. So I guess all teachers are bad too, right? Because some of them have had sex with students. But I wish he would have thought of bringing that up to the teacher.
Is this woman?
It's an interesting thing about it's a tiny college. I can't remember the name. I can look it up. But even though this video is out, they have kept her name secret in the press. They've not released her name in the press. She's not been identified. The student's been identified, but not the professor by name yet.
Cops are heroes and they have to have a difficult job, but we have to have that
all of
fine
them?
life. Oh, I'd say a good majority of them. You have bad people in every business and every part.
Yeah,
Well, wait,
a lot of
wait.
police officers have committed atrocious crimes and have gotten away with it and have never been convicted of any of it.
And
I say this as a person who has family members who are police officers.
Oh, okay. So she comes from a family of police officers, and I guess she has a family of criminals, right?
Yes, I understand. And this is what I believe. This is my opinion. And this is, not popular to say, but I do support our police. We have bad people, and the people that do bad things should be brought to justice. I agree with that. But I think that... say it again.
They haven't.
Well, I agree with you on that point of they should, right?
Okay, so what is your bottom...
Now, this was Wednesday last week when this happened. So Derek Chauvin is in prison after his conviction already, but they're not being brought to justice, she thinks.
Bottom line point. You're saying police officers should be revered, viewed as heroes? They belong on TV shows with children?
I think they are heroes in a sense because they come to your need and they come and help you, and they have problems just like every other business, but we should fix that. But I think they're heroes. Well,
I think that's the problem. It's looking at it as a business. Because they're actually supposed to protect and serve the people.
They do protect us. What do we call when we're in trouble and someone has a knife or a gun?
I wouldn't call the police.
Okay, so you say, who do you call when someone has a knife and a gun, you're in trouble? And the professor says, I wouldn't call the police. Well, who would she call? Right?
Fix that. But I think they're heroes. Well,
I think that's the problem. It's looking at it as a business. Because they're actually supposed to protect and serve the people.
They do protect us. Who do we call when we're in trouble and someone has a knife or a gun?
I wouldn't call the police.
He should ask her. He should say, if you feel that way, what about teachers that are, sleep?
Yeah, exactly. They must all be bad.
Exactly.
Teachers can't be heroes because some of them have committed crimes.
That doesn't mean if a teacher sleeps with his female student, that doesn't mean he's not a nice person.
Yeah.
Police.
I don't trust them. My life's in more danger.
Who would you call?
In their prisons.
Professor, who would you call?
I wouldn't call anybody.
She'd get killed and stabbed and raped. She wouldn't call anybody. Exactly.
Why wouldn't you call the police?
I don't trust them. My life's in more danger.
Who would you call?
In their prisons.
She's in more danger in the presence of a police officer than a rapist with a gun and or a knife, she just told the student.
We're in trouble and someone has a knife or a gun.
I wouldn't call the police.
Why wouldn't you call the police?
I don't trust them. My life's in more danger.
Who would you call?
In their prisons.
Professor, who would you call?
I wouldn't call anybody.
Jeez.
Well, would you have? If someone intruded your house with a gun, would you have a gun on you, or
no?
Who would you call?
It's my time to go.
Okay. And she said, it's time to go. Class dismissed. As soon as he started asking her these questions, class time was over. Class dismissed. Time to go. She ended it because she knew she was getting exposed. She wouldn't call anyone if someone breaks into her house with a gun or a knife. She's safer with the person who broke into her home with a gun or a knife than a police officer.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. That's what you save up all your life for. Send your kids to college for.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's take some calls. Our number toll free 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the radio. Good morning. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Yes, turn off the volume in the background of whatever you're listening to us on. As a chronic caller, you should know that. You're not prepared.
Apologize for that.
Yes.
Well, your response to the Floyd murder was perfect a year ago, but your response to Brittany Taylor murder.
Which one's Brittany Taylor?
I'm sorry, Breonna.
Breonna Taylor? Which one's Breonna Taylor? What, you got your names mixed up? All black people look alike? You can't tell black girls apart? Brittany, Breonna?
His name Breonna, Brittany. So it says that Brittany. I said, Breonna. Okay.
Yeah.
Andrew Brown was executed. Your response to that?
Candy Brown? Who's Candy Brown?
I cannot believe this guy's still.
Yeah. Who's Candy Brown?
Andrew Brown was shot in the head.
Oh, you're talking about the El Chapo of North Carolina, the drug dealer that tried to run the police officers over with his car. Yeah, they shot him after he tried to kill the cops. Yeah. You want to defend the you want to defend the El Chapo of North Carolina?
Is your hyperbole.
No, it's not. He hadn't quite reached that level, but he hoped to. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Yeah, good morning, Brian and Steve. It's Juan.
Hey, Juan.
Full Spring.
Hey, Juan. How you doing?
Good. How are you, Steve?
Excellent.
Nevertheless, good. And the thing is, that with these Marxists and these leftists, is that, like Brian mentioned earlier today, they want chaos. And they're winning the war, whether we like it or not, because by letting all these people in, that's a new voter base that they can count on, because 80 to 90% of them are going to vote to the left. I'm very much conservative now. I'm not a Republican. I'm a conservative. And, how many of those are going to switch and eventually realize that, you know what, they let us in, but their policies are now persecuting us?
Who you talking about? You talking about the illegals that are coming in? They're not going to feel persecuted. They're peasants from a third world country. The most impoverished situation in America is wealth and prosperity to them. So they won't know that they'll be better off no matter what. They'll never say that, at least not for 30 years.
That's why I said, at the onset, that they're going to eventually. They're winning. These leftists are winning.
I don't think they're winning at all. If they were winning, I know it seems that way because the media craft the narrative that we're exposed to, and the media, are liberal. If they were winning, the MSNBC would not have spent the weekend trying to discredit Senator Tim Scott's State of the Union response, which is never. They don't feel they're winning. They're in a panic over a lot of things, including Tim Scott.
The thing is that when you're talking about, the demographics in this country has always been changing, and I fear that if we lose Texas, where are we going to go to get those elections?
We just a school board just took over Dallas. That's ran on opposing critical race theory, and they won 70% of the vote.
We're losing.
No, we're winning. President Trump endorsed a candidate in Texas in a special congressional election. They won, running against 26 other candidates, some of them backed by Liz Cheney and the establishment. It's just not. These things are not covered in the mainstream media because they want it to appear that Trump and MAGA are losing.
And talk radio and everybody else.
That's right.
All right, guys.
I'm sorry. Do you want to? I mean, Juan doesn't want to feel good. You want to feel like you were losing.
No, I'm taking what.
I mean, you sound depressed that we're having these victories.
Well, look, Juan's not the only person that expresses this concern.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're trying to
depress us.
A new generation of voters. I mean, this is not a.
Well, Steve, look at this bench of people we have, right? Up and coming. We still have Trump for 2024, right? And look who else we have. We have Ron DeSantis, Tim Scott, the great Matt Gaetz. We've got Kristi Noem. You know.
Don't forget how well Trump has done, or the last time around, how well he's.
Yeah.
Hispanics love Trump.
And that's because he was cheated.
Hey, listen, Juan, we got to run for the break, but we'll be right back. No, it's 19 minutes, 20 minutes after. We got a break. It's 19 minutes after the hour. Juan wants to feel depressed. You know, a lot of conservatives like to feel like losers. A lot of conservatives are not comfortable with anything but winning. They want to be victims like liberals. And Juan, you can feel bad all you want. Not me, because I think we're doing well. All right, listen, we'll take our break. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE1, 888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this.
Brian Craig here. You've heard us talk about the great low prices Friendly Tire has on new tires and used tires. They also do tire repairs. Listen to one of our listeners talk about their experience at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Hey, Brian, my name is Mike. Just wanted to call and say thank you. I had a problem with my car. I had a flat tire. It was going down really quick. I'm in Coral Springs. I had to go somewhere close by. They couldn't really fix it. So I remember you guys are talking about Friendly Mike at Friendly Tires. So I said, listen, Mike, I need a couple of tires. I told him my son. He goes, I got them. I go, I'll see you tomorrow. They were really cheap. I go over there, and Mike said, which tires do you want to replace? They look relatively new. I said, they are. I just got a big hole in that one. And they said they couldn't be fixed. He goes, pull your vehicle in. I pulled the vehicle in. He took the tire off. He pulled out the plug that the guy in Coral Springs put in there, and he heat shielded it. He kind of patched it or whatever they call it. I don't know what they call it. And he goes, you don't need any tires. He goes, I fixed that one. Give me $20. But the guy in Coral Springs wanted $500 for 2 tires. I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day.
Give Mike at Friendly Tire a call right now. We'll give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Don't waste time going anywhere else. You will never find prices as low as Friendly Tire in Margate.
This is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give me a call today to save up to 50% on your insulation and radiant barrier and up to 35% on your electric bill. That's 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500.
Hey there guys, it's Kathy, Brian's better half, and one of the most important holidays of the year is coming up, Mother's Day. We all love our moms. They always take such good care of their families. And now it's time to take care of the moms in your life. Whether it's for your wife, your own mother, your grandma, or your daughter, MyPillow.com has amazing gifts any mom will love. They have pillows, sheets, slippers, blankets, and so much more. Get your mom a gift she will love and one she will actually use year after year. When you visit MyPillow.com, be sure to use promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, for absolutely amazing deals. MyPillow.com, perfect gifts for all the moms in your life. And remember, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, for huge savings and great deals.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
Oh, man. All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve is here. And I want to remind everyone, it is a lot of things coming on, right? Rainy season is less than a month away, the official start of rainy season, but I'm getting rain pretty much every day, it seems. It rains a lot at night. And you want to call Tom Laporta over at Laporta Contracting. If you've got a wet spot on your ceiling the size of a nickel, the size of a dime, the size of a quarter, you could have a big problem. Well, it does mean your roof's leaking. And you want to get a roof inspection, which Laporta Contracting will do at no charge. If you see a wet spot on your ceiling, what's up at the roof level could be pretty severe, and you know, you may just need a simple repair. Steve, you made a tragic error. You just let the drip drops happen here, drip drop happen there. You got wet spots all over the place, and you're getting a whole new roof. And because you let it go, not only do you need a whole new roof, about half of the drywall in your home got wet and is infected with that black mold. So you got to get the drywall removed and everything else replaced as well. Don't do what Steve did. Maybe you just need a simple repair. Let Tom Laporta from Laporta Contracting come to your home and do a free inspection.
I'm going to ask him, they'll show you, hundreds. He can ask him to show you the Donald Trump roof.
Yeah.
The one that was installed for Donald.
Yeah, now let me tell you what this is, okay? Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting actually has access to the very same roof tiles that are on the roof at Mar-a-Lago. So you can turn your roof into a Trump roof. You can sleep under the same roof that President Trump and First Lady Melania sleep under every night at Mar-a-Lago. Tom Laporta, Laporta Contracting can do. I mean, imagine telling your friends and neighbors, I've got a Trump roof. I know, it's pretty cool, isn't it? You can do it. Listen, you can find Tom Laporta online at laportacontracting.com or give him a call directly, and this number rings directly to his cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. Now, I hate to destroy the depression that Juan is feeling. I know he wanted to get off the phone and get back in that depressive state, but this is a big story, and this is Fox News. Republican win in Texas special election raises questions about Biden's popularity. And now keep in mind, the Republican that won was the one that was endorsed by President Trump. And this is from Fox News. The special election in Texas' 6th congressional district on Saturday was seen as the first competitive race since the presidential race, is being looked at as a bellwether on how a district that was going to be reacting to the Biden first 100 days. The results have been seen as a blow to Democrats because 2 Republicans earned enough votes to advance to a runoff. Susan Wright, she's the one backed by President Trump. She also lost her husband. And the Democrat was just destroyed. So, the Democrats put up a big move here in this turn Texas blue fantasy they have. In this district, the Democrats spent a lot of time and a lot of money, and they were even doing robocalls. I don't know if you guys heard about this. The Trump-backed candidate, Wright, they were running robocalls blaming her for the husband's death. Her husband died of COVID, and they were doing robocalls saying that she gave it to him. Basically accusing her of murdering her husband, and they were
something else.
I know. It's pretty brutal. And Trump had a big victory there. The Democrats were totally wiped out. People are real. And the other thing too is, look at how much gas is on President Trump's last day in office, inauguration day. And I drove to Mar-a-Lago to see him. I filled up my car. It was $1.99 a gallon that day, and I took note of it on purpose because it was President Trump's last day. I had to fill up the car, and it was $1.99. Now I see prices over $3 a gallon, all over the place, and we have lower prices in Florida than a lot of other places do around the country, and that pisses people off. And I'll tell you, it's like I was telling you, Steve, earlier about Caitlyn Jenner. People think Caitlyn Jenner is a joke. They have been so locked up and locked down in California because of Governor Newsom. They got enough signatures to recall him, which is not easy to do. And not only did they get enough signatures, those signatures went through a very tough verification process by the Democrats out there. And they still were able to keep enough for the recall election. And the people of California are so desperate to be free and open again. That's why Caitlyn Jenner, if Caitlyn Jenner were running any other time, it'd be a joke. But they're so fed up with the way Democrats have been running California during this time, they're ready to do anything to get out of it. So things are bad for the Democrats. There has not been one good positive story for the Democrats. I can't remember when. And then even Biden is getting ripped by the mainstream media over wearing the mask, because the CDC said you don't have to wear the mask now outdoors, and
a little of Biden goes a long way.
Yeah,
and I think people are. I think the backlash that we have is actually. backlash to
Yeah.
develop. This guy's an idiot.
Well, well, these new...
And he's
Yeah.
devious, and he's not nice. He's
No. No.
trying to create.
No. 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 And, you know, this thing about the mask, they're saying that he's ignoring science, Biden, right? He's ignoring science because he's not wearing a mask because he's wearing a mask outside after the CDC said you don't have to.
Got nothing else going for him except this. He can't live without it.
Yeah. It's become almost like a safety blanket for him. Like he's not comfortable with it. Security blanket, yeah. Yeah, Linus. Yeah, Linus. Yeah. Yeah. Security blanket, I would say so. But no, this is there really hasn't the only reason, I mean, think about it. This 100 days, we were talking on Friday, it seems like about 200 days. I'm not exaggerating. I mean, I was shocked that I thought we were well beyond 100 days. I didn't realize it was just 100 days. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is the slowest moving administration I think we have ever experienced. We've not seen anything like it.
People don't do it a lot, but when you stop and you contrast it to Trump and what Trump accomplished in his term, you really can appreciate the difference.
Well, yeah. And, you know, I mean, think about it. We're almost a week after the State of the Union. 5 days later, no one has talked about the State of the Union. They're talking about the response. This is the first time in history. You know, I thought it was interesting. Did you see what Tucker did about Frank Luntz? Oh my gosh! You know Frank Luntz, the pollster guy. I didn't catch this. I didn't catch it. Well, listen, we got to take a break. Now, I didn't see this. I heard about it, so I don't know any details.
Supplied the basics.
Well, I know that he attacked. All I know is he attacked Frank Luntz. I don't know any details other than that. Well, let's take the break first and talk about it. Now, if anyone out there saw this segment, I can't stand Frank Luntz. He's a creep. Well, anyone who saw the Tucker Carlson segment on Frank Luntz, give us a call, and we're going to get into it after the break, because I missed the whole thing. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this.
This is Lori Kane, and I want to tell you about Brighton Dental Care. I just had a lot of work done, and I avoided going to the dentist for a lot of years because I was afraid of the cost. But I went to Brighton Dental for my free consultation, which, by the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners. I had 2 cavities, I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have put me down. So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me a ton of money. And I will be a patient for life. Don't let cost stop you from taking care of your teeth. Brighton Dental gives Steve Kane listeners incredible discounts on all dental procedures, just like they gave me. Prices are so reasonable, you don't have to worry about the cost. So call Brighton Dental today at 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
Have you gone without insurance through the Affordable Care Act because you thought you couldn't afford it? The times are changing. I have exciting news to share with you from I Will Advisors. With the signing of the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, the government has increased the subsidies available to people buying insurance through the marketplace. In fact, even people making over 400% of the federal poverty level can get insurance now and not pay more than 8.5% of their income. There's talk of people currently paying less than $100 per month, and you could possibly pay $0 per month with these new changes. It doesn't cost anything to check, but everyone must take action. This special election period will end, but the sooner you take action, the sooner you can start saving money. Call Dan at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080, 954-753-8080.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-37
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian. Steve is here. Yeah, so all I know is that Tucker Carlson attacked Frank Luntz. That's all I know. I didn't see it.
Well, first of all, they pointed out that Luntz works for nobody really realized this, but Luntz works for the Democrats. And he is a partisan Democrat, and is not to be trusted. And they filled in a lot of details, I'm sure listeners.
You know, he's a weird guy. He has that, he has that strange toupee.
Raccoon hairpiece.
It's like, oh my goodness, yeah. And you know what he lives in Brentwood, California. You know where O.J. killed Ron and Nicole, and in his house. This is how weird he is. He has a room in his house that's a replica of the Oval Office, and on a coat rack, he has hanging a blue dress with a stain on it. It's a Monica Lewinsky replica dress. He's a very weird man. I know, very weird man. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Good morning, Dan from Boynton Beach. Hey, Steve. How you doing?
Hey, Dan. What's up?
Hey. All right. So yeah, I saw the Frank Luntz thing, and it pretty much, I never liked the guy either since basically 2008. And
well, give us play-by-play. Tell us about his appearance on television last week.
Okay, so the Tucker thing was pretty much Tucker exposed him as being this weird talking point guy for basically the Democrats or the establishment Republicans.
Right.
He has this play on words where he's in his meetings with his, groups, and he'll come out and say, "Oh, Republicans in my meeting, they want open borders, and they want tons of illegal immigration because they want Republican polls say that they want these people to do the job," and he manipulates this to his.
Well, let me read this to you. There's an article about this in Newsweek. Call and see if this echoes. This is a quote from Tucker Carlson. This is Tucker Carlson talking. For decades, Frank Luntz has told elected Republicans what to say and precisely how to say it. He does it now. Just this last week, the National Republican Congressional Committee invited Luntz to Florida for its so-called policy summit, where he was asked to weigh in on the hot topics. Luntz's job was to tell Republican office holders, people with power, how to think about the most important issues of the day. So that's when he goes in and tells them that his focus groups tell him this, his focus groups tell him that, and this is what the people want. And so he's kind of like a boss Tweed-like. He's a big power. No, he didn't have any. Carlson said we don't have any specifics of what he said in there, but if you see him on shows and things, you can tell he's anti. I did not know. I did not know that. Well, he hates Trump because he went to Trump to get a job when Trump got elected, and Trump threw him out. Okay, at Trump Tower when he was president-elect. So he's been on an anti-Trump vendetta. I've heard Trump talk about that. So, the Republicans, for whatever reason, whatever he tells them, they accept as the gospel.
South, Tucker exposed that he advises, and his best friend is Kevin McCarthy. And all he does is advise Kevin McCarthy on these issues.
Kevin McCarthy, the Judas of Mar-a-Lago. He's a traitor. He's around with Liz Cheney, then tries to be Trump's friend.
Exactly. And we got to, I don't want to change the subject too much, but I don't know what you can really do about it. But once again, the leadership of Mitch, Liz, and Kevin is really the reason why we're in this jam, or one of the reasons why we're in this jam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, like I say, Trump had I think this victory in Texas was his first, at least a high-profile one. And, you got to follow Trump's lead because he has said that he will be primarying out these rhinos, and he's got a list of people he's going to support and endorse, and you got to follow his lead. I think he knows what he's doing, and I think it's smart for him to do it not so out front and be more low key behind the scenes. I really do. That may be more effective because that means that they don't even know exactly what he's doing. He's not advertising his moves anymore.
Hey, it's hard to believe after 100 days, the most popular guy in American politics in the history of the country, after 100 days, loses his...
Mm-hmm. How'd that happen? That was the best. That was the best. That was a lovely way to... I saw it yesterday morning when I got up. It was great to watch. I watched it like 3 times.
Me too.
It was a lot of fun. But you know, what I was talking about earlier, caller, it's not just that Romney was booed. He was booed by Utah Republican leadership. So these aren't just his constituents in Utah. These are also the power brokers of the Utah Republican Party. And it doesn't look like they're going to be running him again.
No. He's done.
Yeah.
Done. Go to the Democrats, Smith.
Yeah. Yeah, where you feel more comfortable. All right, take it. Well, he's got 4 years yet. Romney's got 4 years left. He just got elected in the last election, so he's got like a long time to go. You know, so he's got a couple years to go. You know, but Liz Cheney, if Liz Cheney loses in the midterms, that would be devastating to the rhinos. That would be a huge defeat. She may not run. She may end up not running.
Sure as hell, man. She's going to lose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Hey, Joellen. You're on the air.
Hi. Yeah, Frank Lawrence. I remember I listened to him in the very beginning, but then I realized exactly what he was. But about Kevin McCarthy.
You got to pick up your phone because you're on a speakerphone. It's hard to understand you. I'm sorry. Just pick up the receiver.
Okay. So Kevin McCarthy. I always say, why does Trump, associate with him? But my brother-in-law says, have you ever heard the term, keep your enemies close?
Yeah.
So Trump knows what he's doing. But one interesting thing, I have had an Obama track phone that I had lent from my friend. And a long time ago, I would call your show. I would always get through. Then all of us get through.
What's an Obama? Well, our phones are busy. What's an Obama track phone?
It's a track phone. It's provided by the insurance company.
Yeah.
I could never get through at a certain point, and so I said, you know what? I just bought a new phone. I got through immediately.
Oh, okay. So you had an Obama phone, and you think Obama phones come with our phone numbers blocked or something on the Steve Kane Show? Is that what you're suggesting?
I used to be able to call your...
Well, what happened? When you couldn't get through, what would happen when you dialed?
It immediately, disconnected the phone.
Wow.
So I really think that they found out, they track these numbers and what's going on. And because I just got this phone that got right through to you.
Wow, so you got a new phone. Oh, that's interesting. So now the question is, here's the question, okay? The Obama phone, you couldn't reach us when you had an Obama phone. Were they trying to, but then they blocked you. So when we were blocked from your Obama phone, do you think the Obama administration, the liberals, were trying to stop you from talking publicly or trying to stop people from reaching us?
I was trying to reach you.
Wow.
Please.
So we're like on the Obama enemies list.
Really, I really do, because I got through to you right now. I said,
wow. Those Obama phones. Maybe that's why we don't hear from as many liberals as we used to, because the Obama phones block out our number. Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing.
What kind of phone calls,
Well, who do you think this is interesting stuff. So who do you think is doing the tracking?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
the left, somehow these phones are programmed or something. I'm deleting all my information when I turn it in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a smart move. All right. Hey, appreciate the info. Wow, we're on an enemies list. That's exciting, Steve. I feel important. Be on an enemies list. All right, listen, we're going to take our last break of this Monday morning edition of the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. When we get back, it'll be time for the Gold Report, the first Gold Report of the week. All right, we'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere.
AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Any lab tests now of Boca offer more than just lab work. They also have B12 injections available. B12 injections promote weight loss, increase energy, reduce stress, promote healthy skin, improve sleep, increase metabolism, fight heart disease, improve memory, and improve mood. B12 injections at any lab test now of Boca Raton, like their lab test, are priced low. 5 injections for just $69. Other places in town charge $349 for 3 injections, so that is a huge savings. Any lab test now of Boca Raton is located at 23016 Sandalfoot Plaza on the east side of 441, just a few doors down from Western Beef. If you have any questions, call 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. Any lab tests now of Boca Raton. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm excited to announce my new product, My Slippers. It took me over 2 years to develop because I didn't want just an ordinary slipper. My slippers are meant to be worn all day long, no matter what you're doing, whether you're inside or outside. My slippers come with an exclusive 3-tier cushioning system that you won't find in any other slipper. It combines 2 layers of foam, including my proprietary My Pillow foam and a patented impact gel made from U.S. soybeans. My 3-tier cushioning system is going to help relieve pressure points, provide that micro support you need for all-day comfort, and help prevent fatigue. Not only that, my slippers are made with high-quality leather and a premium indoor-outdoor sole that make them extremely durable. I personally guarantee they're going to be the most comfortable slippers you'll ever own.
And right now, save 40% off the My Pillow My Slippers when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com or call 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, we are back, and it is that time that everybody waits for each day on the Steve Kane Show, the Gold Report. That's right, brought to you by William Youngerman of William Youngerman, Inc. William is one of the leading experts, really, on the planet when it comes to the precious metals, gold, silver, platinum. William carries them all. And those of you who, through the years that he has been with us on the Steve Kane Show, who have followed his advice, oh, well, I know that you have benefited greatly because I followed the same advice. William, how are you today?
Great, Steve. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. What's it look like?
Markets are looking very strong today. We saw some pullback in buying opportunities last week as gold hit up the nearest close to 1,800 last week. But and then closed down on Friday, $2.90 at $1,769.10. Silver closed out the week down to 19 cents at $25.91 the ounce, while platinum closed out Friday up $1 at $11.95, and palladium was down $20 at $2,842 the ounce. Rhodium closed out the week at $27,000 an ounce. Silver or gold this morning up nicely, up $16.90, a much weaker dollar. A lot of buying coming in as we saw some of the lower trading ranges hit at the end of last week. Silver up 54 cents at $26.45 the ounce. Platinum up $9 right now at $1,204. And palladium up $44 at $2,886 right now. So the market's up nicely as we're glad to see some of the Steve Kane listeners take advantage of that.
Now, William Youngerman, what kind of things do you have on stock right now that would make great Mother's Day gifts?
We have thousands of different jewelry items, beautiful, even sterling silver items. You don't want to spend a lot of money. We have some beautiful sterling silver jewelry, pendants, bracelets, necklaces, rings, and gold, silver, and the beautiful even coins that make beautiful.
Can you tell people how you price your estate jewelry and why they should come over to take a look at what you have?
Certainly, if you've been over, you know the first thing we do is you price something as we put it on the scale to find out what the gold or silver value is, and we price it accordingly. And then you're buying pieces at less than what you can manufacture them.
Yeah, by far. Listen, William Youngerman, they're open Monday through Friday. They open up at 10 a.m. They're located right here in Boca Raton on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto. The address, 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca. You can find them online at williamyoungerman.com and give them a call after 10, 1-800-327-5010. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day.
All right, take care. Wow, that's some great stuff there. You want to go back to the phones? All right, good morning. You're on the radio.
Hello, Louise from Boca.
Hello, Louise. Jeez,
yes,
Louise.
Hi there. I left a message apropos that call with the Obama phones. I mentioned to you that the station went dead Friday after that liberal character, that radical liberal.
Well, what you're talking about you mean Friday night, Saturday morning when the clock struck midnight. Yes, I've heard from a lot of listeners that, yes, not just you, when we're not on the air, the 888-GO-CANE-1 number goes to our voicemail, and our voicemail was just overloaded with people that we went off the air Saturday night at midnight. I don't remember what we talked about on Friday's show, but it must have been hot. Oh my. Mm-hmm. Really? Oh, so this is interesting. So what you're suggesting is that there's a liberal host on the air at night right before us, and they flipped a switch and didn't carry the Steve Kane Show because we are conservative? Is that what you're suggesting? They sabotaged the station. My goodness.
I called Britt Summer, some crazy.
Oh, yes, I know who that is.
And he goes on from 11:30.
Uh-huh. Well, when you say radical, what does Brittany Summers talk about that's radical? Give me an example.
Crazy stuff. He was even playing music.
Norm.
Oh, my goodness. A priest wouldn't do that. A priest wouldn't do something like that. I'm Catholic. Well, there's something going on here. I mean, we got these Obama phones that are blocking the 888-GO-CANE-1 number so that people can't call the Steve Kane Show. We've got people flipping switches here at the radio station, you believe, to keep us off the show must be pretty hot, and we must be influencing people if we have these forces against us.
The third time it happened.
Oh, my.
No, nothing more on W.
Wow. Well, we'll look into it. Yeah. Yeah. We're really in. They're treating us like Tim Scott, Steve. They're trying to cancel us. I know. Well, that means we're effective. That means we're being effective. Oh my goodness. Oh. Well, it's nice that people miss us. If they. Yeah. But I mean that. Whenever we are not on the air, when the show is over, I immediately switch our call-in line to to our voicemail. And so if you call anytime we're not on the radio and you leave a message, not only do I get the voicemail, it gets forwarded to me in the recorded form on my cell phone. And I've been trying to bring back a segment to the Steve Kane Show for a long time without success. We used to do a segment many years ago. We called it our hate call segment. And we would get we would get calls from liberals all day during the overnight rebroadcast that didn't have the guts to face us like men during the show, so they would leave us left-wing nasty messages on our voicemail. And what we would do is we would play them on the air. And we used to do it like once a week. And then sometimes on holidays, like Christmas and New Year's, when we would take off, we would have a whole hour of just our voicemail calls. And it was a great segment. It was a great segment. I really miss it. And we've not been able to bring that back to the program. But if you have something to get off your chest and you're a cowardly liberal and you can't face Steve, you can't face me, when we're not on the air, leave a message on the voicemail. If it's now it's got to be radio safe language, okay? If you know, no profanity. It is the radio. But if it's good, if it's interesting, and if it's filled with venom, you very well may hear it on the radio, because we'll play it. You know, I don't mind that. Yeah. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Oh my. Wow.
6 a.m. in the morning. All night.
What did you get?
Nothing. I couldn't get...
The sound of silence. The sound of silence. Everything else, but everything, you would get everything else except the political radio talk show of record in the South Florida market, the longest running radio show in Florida, the Steve Kane Show. Dead air. Dead air. Yeah, he said dead air. Yeah.
That's it.
Why are they sabotaging this show? What's wrong with us? We're just, we're just out there supporting Trump. Maybe Richard Pearl has some thoughts. Richard Pearl's show, Richard Pearl on Politics, follows the Steve Kane Show weekdays at 9 a.m. on this radio station. Hey, Richard Pearl, what do you have in store for us today on your show? That's right. Oh my goodness. Well, it sounds like you got a hot show. Now Richard Pearl's show, Richard Pearl on Politics, it is a hot show. I listen to it all the time. Is right here on our whatever radio station you're listening to us on, don't touch the dial. Richard Pearl's up next. You can also listen to him, like us, on the iHeartRadio app, searching for our station, call letters WWNN. And, of course, his store, Simply Natural, filled with incredible nutraceuticals that you hear Richard talk about so often, is located in Sunrise, just north of Sunset Strip, on the east side of University, open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. Till 9 p.m. And the number at his store is 954-741-4045. 954-741-4045. All right, Richard Pearl, have a great show. We'll be tuned in. All right. Hey, Steve, we're winding down and out of time. You want to sign us off?
Time has come. All good things must eventually come to an end. But do not despair. We will be back tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Until then, on behalf of my technical director, Tyler Kane, Brian Craig, my left and right hand, and of course, you know me, I'm Steve Kane. Till tomorrow, God bless America.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network, WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hey there, guys, it's Kathy, Brian's better half, and one of the most important...
Well, guys, listen,
of the year.
I got to take off, but make sure you're subscribed. Click the notification bell. I'm going to do a... after I leave the radio studio in a few minutes, I'm going to start another live stream to talk to you guys, so join me there. So to do that, have that notification bell clicked, and be subscribed. You'll get the notification in just a few minutes. All right, guys? Take care. I'll see you in a bit.